What's up, fight fans? Welcome back. Here we are once again in the boxing hub, Tijuana, Baja, California, Mexico. I am Brandon Kyle. I, as always, will be your eyes and ears ringside for this next installment of KingGio Promotions bout card here in association with Boris Teka Boxing, produced by Best in Boxing. Welcome in, guys. We are excited about a great day of boxing in front of. He was invited to fight for a vacant UBO world title, which he took, beating an undefeated fighter. So now he's a UBO world champion. Now tonight, the fight was supposed to take place at 130 pounds. Unfortunately, Salvador Nunez, his opponent, came in quite a bit overweight, so they had to bump the fight up to 140 pounds. Now, as a fighter, have you had this happen to you before where you're coming in, you've made the weight, as Gio did, fighter calls a couple days before, I can't make the weight, can we renegotiate, blah, blah, blah. You really want to fight, so you have to take the fight. Has something like this ever happened to you before going into a fight?
It has, and you know what? It's a terrible situation because you work really hard to get rid of those last 3 pounds that you need to do, and sometimes if you don't make
had already been able to make that 130-pound limit, then he had to, I guess start walking and realize that, oh man, I've been put on some weight too. I know it can be kind of a detriment when you're going in there. Joining us also today, because as they say, fighting is 90% mental, we thought we would bring in a professional sports psychologist, Rafael Alcaraz, to kind of give us some of the details of what might be going on in the minds psychologically with these fighters. Now, Rafael, you're looking at a guy who's coming in, he made his weight. You got a guy who basically says, I'm not going to make the weight, I'm not going to try to make the weight. How can this psychologically kind of, alter how you're thinking about going into a fight here?
Of course, everybody walks in with a strategy, and obviously the strategy is based upon the other opponent being the same weight as you. When things change, you put a little wrench in there, things are going to change up. You need to adjust to the strategy. Like you were saying, the other opponent might come in a little bit heavier, might not be in the game, or might be even more in the game. So all these little factors are really interesting. I'm really excited to see how this plays out, but definitely it's going to be some skill will be necessary on each of these guys' corners to make up for that mental aspect of not making the weight.
Definitely a difference. Now, I hate to put you on the spot here myself. Have you had a situation just you and my opponent? Have you ever been in that situation?
I've never had to catch weight, but I've gone to the weigh-in and I was a pound or two over, and I was not expecting that. I thought I was that weight, and it kills you, man, having to do weight one day before, and that could be a factor. Maybe he just didn't want to come in weak. Maybe he knows he's, didn't put in the work, trained enough, and wants to come in with that advantage.
Yeah, and then I was going to ask you, the same thing. Now, does this suggest that this fighter, possibly didn't put everything he needed to into this camp, and that's why he's so much larger than the agreed weight?
I mean, obviously, it's part of the work that goes into every fight is making weight. If you don't make it, it might be that you feel like you weren't putting all the work in, and that can make you feel a little bit insecure coming into this fight, even if you are overweight. So it's going to be really interesting. The only way that we're really going to know is once we get these two boxers inside the ring. So I'm really excited to see what comes out, but obviously a factor. The mental aspect really affects these fighters, especially making weight. Depleting themselves and not making it can be a real detriment to the happiness of being like, okay, I went through, I've overcome that first battle, which is the scale, and if you didn't win that battle, sometimes you go in there a little bit defeated and you haven't even gotten to the first bell.
It can notch some confidence, to say the very least. Well, speaking of seeing what's going to happen, let's go ahead Salvador Nunez started, so we can see what's going to happen. KingGio for London is going to make his pro debut today. Bunch of great heavyweight fights on the bout as well. So without further ado, we'd like to welcome you to the next installment of the KingGio Promotions boxing card. Let's get it started. Join us ringside. Here we go.
And ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to another show of prize fighting boxing, being brought to you by KingGio Promotions in association with Boris Teka Boxing Promotions. In the world, Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. This bout is sanctioned by the Tijuana Boxing, Pro Wrestling and MMA Commission, President Alejandro Garcia, Vice President Carlos Flores, Commissioner in Charge Sergio Lechuga, Physician in ringside Dr. Benjamin Sandoval, Events Coordinator Jose Flores and Raúl Montes, your timekeeper Cesar Fernandez, your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside, sus 3 jueces, Carlos de la Rocha, Francisco Pacheco and Miguel Hernandez.
Into the ring from Mexicali, Baja
Yeah, they mixed the bout order a little bit up here to make some changes for some last-minute additions. So here we go. Ricardo Hernandez coming out, right? Let's just take a moment here and figure out what's going on. Interesting. As far as that heavyweight fight, though, with Ricardo Hernandez and Juan Machado, we're at weigh-ins yesterday, and we were waiting for them to come weigh in. And KingGio said, oh, yeah, they're coming right now from Mexicali. They're driving together in the same car. Now, as a sports psychologist, that's
Actually, in these kinds of fights where you get 2 friends or 2 colleagues that go inside, but I think once they step inside, the chip changes and they
well, you know what I noticed in training all these years? I noticed that
can separate the 2. So
no one spars like two brothers have the hardest sparring sessions.
Yeah,
so
that's
sometimes
right. Box before because that's your buddy, and even though you
well,
you have
there's
love
always
for him,
there's
there's
something
that
to be said about
competition.
bragging rights
Of
too.
course,
at the same
of
point.
course,
Exactly,
of course.
exactly.
You can't let your boy win because he's gonna hold that over you.
Yes,
he's gonna hold it over you.
and they get to poke it at you like, oh, that
Exactly.
time I knocked you out, or that time I took you in sparring, right?
Yeah.
So interested to see what happens here when these guys step in and get it on after a 2-hour drive.
And we're starting with the heavyweights. The heavyweight division has gotten some spark recently with Joshua Wilder, Tyson Fury.
They're going to make up for lost time and just bring them both out here right away. He got sick of waiting, it looks like.
Yeah,
Juan Carlos Machado got sick of waiting.
Yeah, they did a 2-for-1 combo and just walked out. The same way they drove over here, they walked out.
They walked out the camera. Feeling perfect. They said, let's just keep it consistent.
Yeah.
We drove together, we walked out
why
together.
not? Why not? Maybe that's what they were talking about on the way here.
So we have great potential for a double knockout here. You know?
Imagine.
Let's just get knocked out
Imagine.
together. Let's give it to Pablo for the official ring announcement.
Damas y caballeros, Boristeca Boxing Promotions y KingGio Promotions les presenta a nuestro siguiente encuentro pactado a 4 rounds en la división de peso completo. Now, boxing fans, let's get ready for 4 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears black trunks with white trim. He officially weighs in 217 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo color negro con blanco, con un peso oficial de 217 libras. And today he makes his pro debut, haciendo su debut profesional de Mexicali, Baja California, Ricardo Hernandez. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears blue and silver. He officially weighs in 214 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina roja, pantaloncillo color azul con plata, con un peso de 214 libras. Originally he is from Culiacán, Sinaloa, and now representing Mexicali, Baja California, Juan Carlos Vikingo Machado. And now with the final instructions, dando las indicaciones finales, su referee, Fernando Rentería. 4 rounds, 4 asaltos.
He's not like a banger. These guys are friends. It's a tough car ride for 2 hours if you're not, but you never know. Maybe it's just convenience to ride.
You think that's a tough car ride? Imagine the car ride back.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. We'll figure out how it's going to be here. Opening fight, heavyweight. I doubt these guys are going to be hugging it out. Looks like they're ready to start slugging it out. And we are ready to start off this very opening bout here. KingGio Promotions.
Les queremos
I'm
solicitar
Brandon
a todo
Kyle.
el público presente, por
Alongside
favor,
Dylan
abstenerse de
Miranda
usar
and
el flash
Rafael
o las
Alcaraz.
luces, porque
And
esto
here we go, opening bell of this
altera el
card.
desempeño de los
They
peleadores.
touch gloves
Gracias.
and they get started. Seriousness in both men's eyes. Hernandez starting off with a jab. Hernandez, the southpaw. Looks like he switched
Hernandez
stances
is switching
here.
stances
yeah, already.
here.
Good head movement, though, from Machado.
Seems to primarily stay as a southpaw, though.
Looks like he just switched stepping forward, then went right back to it. Guy's bouncing quite a bit. Nice little footwork for heavyweights here. They look like pretty light heavyweights, though. Probably could make a lighter weight, but just kind of came in and said, let's go.
Yeah, for the people at home, when you're fighting a southpaw, you're going to see a lot of foot positioning. That strong jab by Machado.
Man, Machado stuck the jab there, slipping the power left there. Oh, looked like he clowned a little bit. Is Hernandez. Hernandez trying to reinitiate that jab. Got those hands up a little tighter than he did at the beginning of this opening round.
Machado has a strong jab, and he's keeping that jab at Hernandez's face.
Hernandez is real tense in his defense here, really flexing a lot. I wonder if that's going to tire him out, especially his arms, as he's really squeezing for feints that Machado's throwing out there.
Well, Hernandez is switching stances, which doesn't give him a lot of stability, and for him to sit down on the punches and really do some damage here. The one being consistent right now is Machado with that strong lead jab.
Yeah, Rafael, looks like two different demeanors here. As you have Machado seems really relaxed, and then Hernandez is really tense here. You know, that can start to weigh on your energy later on in the fight, right?
Oh, completely. I mean, Machado's been
Look at the cold calmness of Machado. He's going in there like a butcher. Like this is a science to him
Already.
Yeah, relaxed, fully calm, strong jab. There you go.
Hernandez breathing heavy.
10 seconds left. This opening round here.
It was the first round. A lot of times fighters like to check each other, see how you
Pretty
react.
cruise control round there, Dylan.
Machado looks
Machado
in control in this fight. It was. And Hernandez is the one that's, having a difficulty in that first round.
Definitely, and Rafael, what do you think Hernandez has to do to kind of like break this spell that he's under of Machado here?
I mean, Hernandez is looking a little bit like he's breathing heavy right now in his corner. He really has to start landing some punches to get that confidence back up, because Machado looks at 100% to me right here in this corner.
Very relaxed and barely sweating here. Looked like he would just kind of cruise through that round. Let's see if these guys turn it up here. I mean, obviously Hernandez has to find a way to land some of his own punches here, and we'll see if he can do that here in round 2 of this opening heavyweight bout here for KingGio Promotions, Best in Boxing.
Yeah, it's a tougher job to throw hard punches when you don't have your stance correctly. Like the way that Machado's throwing that jab, he's putting weight behind it, how you're supposed to. Whereas Hernandez keeps switching, he's not really stable, and you have to swing your arm a lot harder, and that tires you out.
And you see him have to, they're speaking of that check. You see him having to keep recheck his feet after each exchange here. Like you said, he doesn't seem like he feels on balance. Speaking about being off balance, that right hand. More action, but like you said, like a butcher is a great way to say it. He's just so calm and collected in there is Machado.
It might do Hernandez better to stand and trade, because he's getting into trouble when he's trying to run out. And he keeps switching that stance. He's crossing his feet, and that's what's making him tip over and be off balance.
I think you just said it. I mean, we've been seeing how every time he's going backwards, he's checking his feet. He doesn't feel, or at least he doesn't look too secure in his footwork, which could be something going on there.
That's going to be the end of the fight, guys. It looks like the referee has seen enough, and that he saw Hernandez didn't really want any more of that action.
Right.
And I think we could all see that from the very start of the fight there.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. Yeah, the referee is there to protect the fighters. The fighters, they're going to try to fight as long as they can, but the referee had the right call here.
Now maybe, Machado looks like a scary guy. I don't know, if I sat in a car with him for 2 hours, I don't think I would want to get in the ring with him. So maybe mentally, Rafael, he was kind of beat after that car ride. You never know.
Maybe. I mean, those first few punches, go against all the strategy you must have planned throughout that car ride, can go out the window after you get really rocked.
Yeah, again, everyone's got a plan land so they get punched in the face,
Right.
as Mike Tyson used to say, right?
By the way of TKO victory. Su vencedor por la vía del knockout técnico. Culiacán, Sinaloa y Mexicali. Juan Carlos, el vikingo Machado.
And there we go. Machado taking the very first fight, winning by sportsmanship from Hernandez. Yeah. Hey,
This still has to get a ride home from her.
I think after this result, we know who's going to be driving home.
Machado, he gets to sleep on the way back.
From Tijuana. Coming up, we have a welterweight fight. Esparza versus both fighters come. Jonathan Ibarra.
Here we go. Jonathan Ibarra takes the short walk to the ring. As Dylan said, representing Tijuana, Baja California, 0-1. Got one KO loss last spot. August of 2021 here. There's a second round KO perfect here. We'll see if Esparza can make the moves to do that in the ring here in our welterweight fight right ahead.
Pretty big challenge for these fighters that had to rest up in COVID and not being able to fight. All these fighters are in their prime. They want to be active as much as they can. What's the best recipe for staying active? I mean, sparring is one thing, but being in competition is going to completely set you up for
Pounds. Presenta un récord de 0 victorias por una derrota. Professionally, he stands with a record of 0 victories against 1 loss. He represents, representando Tijuana, Baja California, Jonathan Ibarra. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears silver trunks with red trim. He also weighs in the same 147 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo color plata con rojo, con un peso idéntico de 147 libras. He stands in his professional campaign with a record of 1 victory against no defeats. Cuenta con un récord profesional, una victoria por 0 derrotas. También representando a Tijuana, Baja California, Jesús David Esparza. And now with the final instructions, dando las indicaciones finales, su referee, el profesor Fernando Rentería. 4 rounds, 4 asaltos.
Tener mucho cuidado con los cabezazos, golpes de espalda, nuca, debajo del cinturón están prohibidos. Choquen sus guantes, gane el mejor, suerte.
What's his name? And here we go, Jonathan Ibarra versus Jesus David Esparza. Both only have 1 fight, but Ibarra's last fight was this August. This last August, and Esparza has been out for about 1.5 years. But Esparza is taking no break here. He's hitting him with combinations.
Esparza looked good with those first few combinations to the body.
And it's good he's focusing on the body, because that slows down a fighter round by round. They're only going 4 rounds, but it's, high pressure. The damage high pressure fighter, no time to think. And You know, as a sports psychologist, you know, pressure shuts down your brain.
Oh,
so
definitely.
right now, Ibarra doesn't even know how to counter.
No, and David is dictating the pace. So he's playing his game. After each punch, there's 2 other ones coming right behind him. So it doesn't let Ibarra really have any time to apply his strategy.
That's right.
No, plus Esparza looks really strong. Those punches have some weight to them. So every time he's connecting, Ibarra's getting pushed back a couple of steps.
Oh, they have some pop for sure. Ibarra, however, is still in this fight, you know, still throwing back, and he hasn't taken a definitive punch, you know, to really stands out.
Putting back some combinations.
Strong jabs by Ibarra. There's a good exchange coming on. Early on, Esparza looked like he was the only one that was working, but now, there we go with a strong right, goes Ibarra. And those body shots by Esparza, those are going to be effective throughout the fight. Strong jab by Esparza. Exchanging jabs. Good one by Esparza. See what kind of conditioning Ibarra brings to the table. Esparza looks like he can throw punches all day. He hasn't stopped since he got in there. We're going to have to see what adjustments Ibarra's corner is going to make to answer back.
Interesting here on Ibarra's corner. Not a lot of focus from David Esparza to that body. Trying to see if Ibarra drops his guard a little.
He's putting in work. And Esparza taking punishment but answering back. Esparza all night.
Esparza, these past 2 rounds, he's been pushing forward, pushing the pace. Ibarra needs to do the same and answer back, or else he's going to get pushed into a corner pretty soon.
Now, what we're going to see right now is Esparza has been dominating these last 2 rounds. He's been working. He has to be a little bit tired. You know, we're going to see how he deals with that exhaustion and how Ibarra capitalizes it.
Looking a little hesitant,
Ooh.
but it connected. It connected right there.
Good 2-punch combination by Ibarra.
I think that's what, and maybe get a little bit of footing into those punches so that Esparza
brought him down. That was a strong right hand body shot. And those are tough to come out of. It's that's all she wrote.
That was power. That was getting that interest payment from 3 rounds of just punishment straight to the body. The ribs of Ibarra look very red. And eventually one of those is going to drop your opponent. And like we saw right now, it can end the fight.
And the way Esparza was doing it was really smart. He was setting it up because he wasn't just throwing to the body. He was throwing up top first and then going to the body, you know? Ibarra raised his guard, left the body open, and Esparza capitalized on his investment.
I mean, that's a lot of promise from Esparza. I really liked his style of fighting. His pace was very exciting to see. I can't wait to see more of Esparza and what he can do in the future.
Very calm, very collective, kind of like we saw Machado the last fight. Really calm, very calm. Just in control of what's going on in the ring. As we take it to the official decision on the ring with Pablo Flores.
Damas y caballeros, este combate de seconds in the third round. Declaring your winner by the way of KO victory. Su vencedor por la vía del knockout. De Tijuana, Jesús David Esparza. Y también reconocimiento para su rival de Tijuana, Jonathan Ibarra.
Great sportsmanship by Jesus David Esparza as he takes the victory tonight here in Tijuana, Baja California.
Indeed, indeed. That's right there, Dylan. That's right, Dylan. Impressive performance there for the two young up-and-coming fighters as we move on in the card there. That was a great second fight as we move on to our third fight. And we have ring announcer Pablo Flores ready to make that official introduction here. Knows who's coming up next. Again, we had to rearrange the card due to some fallouts and whatnot, so got to get everything in line before we start this next bout. Let's just let Pablo tell us who's fighting next. Pablo, you're the guy in charge.
De Tijuana, Baja California, Luis Eduardo Sanchez.
Here we go. Last minute add to this card here. Fortunately, you know, when your fight falls out and you want to get a fight going on, there's plenty of people in Tijuana, Dylan, that are willing to step up and answer the challenge.
Well, in Tijuana, boxing, no way.
Yeah.
Tijuana is rich with athletes, most of them boxers. Anytime you need a fighter, they're available here.
Yeah, you throw a rock, you hit a boxer usually out here. They're ready to go. So that's always a plus when you got it's always a plus when you got a stable of boxers that are training and ready to go. So excited to see what these up-and-comers can do here.
Y también de Tijuana, Francisco Manuel López.
Francisco Manuel Lopez. Another Tijuana fighter here. I'm sure these guys have grown up in the scene. You know, when you're in the scene, in the local scene, you see a lot of each other. So now here making these pro.
Damas y caballeros, KingGio Promotions presenta este encuentro pactado a 4 rounds en la división de peso super welter. Let's get ready for 4 rounds of boxing, the super welterweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears black trunks with white trim. He officially weighs in 154 pounds. Presentado ustedes en la esquina azul, pantaloncillo color negro con blanco, con un peso de 154 libras. And today he makes his pro debut, haciendo su debut profesional de Tijuana, Baja California, Luis Eduardo Sanchez. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears black and yellow. He also weighs in the same 154 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, pantaloncillo color negro con amarillo. And today he also makes his pro debut, haciendo también su debut profesional de Tijuana, Baja California, Francisco Manuel López. And now with the final instructions, dando las indicaciones finales, su referee Miguel Hernández. 4 rounds, 4 asaltos.
All right, here we go. 4 rounds. These guys making their pro debuts. Getting those final instructions as amateurs. When that bell rings, they'll be stepping into the professional ranks.
Those first couple of punches, you know, coming into professional after being an amateur, they're a little different. They're a little different as you feel the professional gloves, especially some of them that have horsehair. You know, a lot more damage than the big pillow amateur gloves.
Both guys coming out. Lots of movement here. You got hands down for Lopez. Yeah.
Yeah, real loose.
There he goes, tightening up that guard now. Lots of head movement there from Lopez, trying to sneak one in here. Real smooth, though, real calm and relaxed is Sanchez. He had that kind of another day at the office look on his face from walkout till first bell here.
Yeah.
Still kind of just reading it out here. I'm sure these guys are familiar with each other, both in the same weight, came up through the amateur ranks at the same time, making their pro debuts.
Using that ring collective, that is Sanchez. Keeping that jab as Sanchez's face is moving around. He's doing a real good job.
Doing a lot of movement, a lot of bouncing around here. Absorbed a couple nice body shots from Sanchez, but fires back, does Lopez. Lopez still look like he's trying to find his range here in this opening round here, but Sanchez looking real comfortable in there for pro debut.
Real comfortable, real calm. He looks like he's calculating everything. Good overhand right. Good body work by Sanchez. As Sanchez continues to work on the inside, keep that jab in his face, dance around and use the ring like you know, Sugar Ray Leonard, and we're seeing two different styles.
Kind of working his range, got a high guard there. Throwing some nice short work inside phone booth style. Nice slips the jab, does Sanchez. That shot though is real relaxed. A nice body shot from Sanchez.
By Sanchez.
Lopez cornered up in the corner here. Just light work right now, but just really starting to feel himself.
Keep him on the outside with that jab. Oh yeah, he's starting to find his rhythm.
Maybe find
He's starting to find his rhythm.
Sanchez
As Lopez keeps
standing in front of him at times, as if he has no worry in the world of any counter shots coming back. 10 seconds left. Back to that body work does Sanchez do.
Sanchez likes to do his work when he's up close and personal.
All right, let's bring our official ringside sports psychologist, Rafael. Rafael, I mean, you know, you got 2 debuters here, and again, it looked like the tale of two demeanors once again here. You got Sanchez over here in the red gloves that seemed like he was cool, calm, collected, making his shots count. And then you have Lopez in the black gloves over here that seemed like he was having trouble kind of finding his rhythm there.
Yeah, definitely. I really like how Sanchez was staying out of range for most of the fight and then getting in there and doing the let go. So I'm really looking at Sanchez, and I'm really impressed for a pro debut.
Right?
He's doing everything
really
right.
Composed,
yeah.
Right? Really composed. Well, we'll see if Lopez can find that shot to kind of earn some respect as we go into the second round. Thank you, Rafael. Thanks for that analysis there. And we are back, Dylan, into round 2 now. Let's see if Sanchez turns it up, keeps it the same speed, goes into cruise control, and let's see if his opponent Lopez can kind of find a shot to earn some respect here, Dylan.
He needs to, and he needs to keep him on the outside because, like I mentioned before, Lopez likes to do his work up close and personal, up there in the phone booth, you know.
And it looks like I think Sanchez answered my question early. Is he going to turn it up? I can already see the heat on those body punches is up a couple degrees from that last. He was just kind of touching with that body punch last round. Now he looks like he's really trying to dig.
Yeah, they're both. This is both of their debuts. You know, the first round's always going to be slow, especially when it's your debut. But Sanchez coming in here doing body work. As Lopez answers back with a combination of his own.
Oh, another nice body shot from Sanchez. Look at Sanchez
Lopez moving out of the corner as he should.
Moving out of the corner, but he still hasn't earned the respect that I think he's going to need to keep Sanchez off of him. Sanchez is on, constantly marching forward, trying to cut him off and put him in the corner here.
Yes, Lopez needs to answer back.
Another body shot. You can hear him thud throughout the whole arena here when he lands those hooks to the body. And it looks like he's found something that he's going to keep going to.
I'd like to see Lopez step around more. Give me a strong 1-2, you know? That the jab when it lands, it doesn't have a lot of pop to it. But if he throws that right hand, as he's trying to do right now, he's trying to answer back, you know, he'll earn a little bit of respect.
You know, or at least overwhelm him with some combinations. You know, he's only throwing 1 or 2 at a time right now, and he's having trouble. It's almost like he's, you know, backing up, just throwing enough shots to keep him at distance, but not enough to keep him from moving forward as he comes with more body shots to Sanchez in the red gloves and black shorts. You know,
now,
I mean, you know.
This is both of their debuts, right? Sanchez has to be careful not to empty out all of his gas tank because there's 2 more rounds left.
This is true.
There's 2 more rounds left.
True.
And he's you know, he's staying busy. He's hurting him. You know, he's looking good. But if you don't have any gas tank left for round 3, that could be it. Now Lopez trying to answer back. He doesn't have the same output as Sanchez, working off the ropes.
Yeah, you start to see the sweat trickle off the hair of Lopez. He's starting to feel those shots. You can see he's just not taking them the same way he was in that first round. He seems to be affecting him a little bit more. Looks like Sanchez is starting to turn up the heat. While Lopez is starting to lose all his steam. Whereas in the second round, it looks slow now in this.
It's slowed down Lopez to a degree where Sanchez just feels comfortable and is teeing up.
Tire out those legs. And I mean, Rafael, there's got to be something when you give somebody everything you got to keep coming forward mentally. That's got to be, you know, kind of, kind of gonna affect your confidence, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I know Lopez is trying to punch him, trying to connect, and missing those shots also is really heavy on the mental game and disheartening. So let's see how he does in this round.
Thank you, Rafa. All right, Dylan, we're in round 3 here, and let's see, let's see what we can do as far as Lopez corner, what they told him. I mean, what are you telling your guy in a situation like this where he's obviously down 2 rounds and he's really got to do something here to turn it up?
Well, notice in the corner we had the referee come up and he said, you know, you have to fight back. You have to fight back when he's throwing all those combinations, because if not, they're going to stop the fight.
Yeah, you know, when the referee's letting you know, hey, you got to get it going on, that's when you kind of know that, you know, you might really need to do something dramatic here to even stay in the fight, you know.
Yeah, because staying in the corner, as he is right now, even if those punches aren't doing a lot of damage, as they can, you know, that body shot.
You know, pressure bust pipes, you know, and slowly but surely, one after the other starts to, you put a chink in someone's armor. Yeah. And Sanchez is committing to these body shots, too.
And the combinations that he's throwing, they're smart combinations, because they're not all really strong punches. You see him set up with a couple little light punches, make him expect a punch coming up top, and then he threw the last one to the body. So he's setting them up. He's not just throwing
he's up
in
and
there.
down. He's making a real vertical target of his opponent's body going up and down, but I mean, give it to Lopez. He's taking him, and he's chunking him right back, though.
Answered with a good 1-2 right now, did Lopez. He needs to get out of that corner, though. Good jab by Sanchez. You start to see Sanchez's mouth guard kind of sticking out, which could be, you know, his...
and you did talk about this. He's putting a lot of output out in his pro debut.
He is.
And you can, you can really kind of gash yourself out sometimes with this, you know, heightened sense of importance when it comes to a fight, you know? And so you did mention that, and you do see that mouthpiece start to come out a little bit.
Yeah, and the punches that he's throwing right now don't have the same sauce, the same pop that they used to have.
Quite as much mustard on him as there was in the first 2 rounds here.
Right, and that could be confidence for Lopez, who's already taken some of the hardest shots early on.
Sometimes, yeah, when you do weather the storm, so to speak, of an aggressive fighter, and then all of a sudden they start to lose some of that steam there, you might gain a little confidence at the same time.
He still goes back in there, starts to hit that body. Mouthpiece come out. This is Lowe's Sanchez, as we spoke. You have a tired puncher. That was a good left hook. He's by Lopez.
The steam starting to accumulate again. Oh, another nice body shot up to the head. Double hook there does Sanchez. And then a nice head movement getting out of the frustration. Counter hook there on the face there. See the frustration of the face there. A third body shot there. Like we were talking, I'll bring Rafael back in. Sometimes when you weather the storm, or a bullfighter, of course he's going to fear the bull early in the fight. But as the bull starts to tire, sometimes that gives the bullfighter some confidence, correct?
Definitely. I mean, I saw Lopez just have a second win for a second after that first game.
Yeah, it does. Sometimes, he's like, the bull charges a little slower. You start to think, maybe I can get a stab in. We will see. We will see. Thank
really
you,
excited to this round.
Yeah, last round here, round 4. These guys pro debut. 4-round fight here as they go into it. I am Brandon Kyle alongside Dylan Miranda, Rafael Alcaraz here, calling this fight. Now these boys are really starting to put it on each other. Sweat's flying as punches land. Oh, big hook lands. Oh, man.
Good combinations by Sanchez.
Sanchez, we thought he might be losing some steam, but he's definitely not losing any effort here because he's putting it all out there right now. Sanchez.
Lopez answering back, doing a little bit of a head movement there.
Just looking tired, though, to put it simply. Oh, another body shot puts him down. I mean, just the demeanor. He's got his head down. He may get up, but you could tell he's contemplating not getting up.
Those body shots are something different.
He did the long slow get up. I think the referee saw enough. He knew that enough was enough. Even if he got up, he's just basically getting up for the slaughter at that point.
Yeah, sometimes you get up, but your body's still not going to respond to you. Your body takes time.
Especially with that body shot.
Especially with the body shots.
Well, that was a great performance. That was a great performance by Luis Eduardo Sanchez. He cleaned house. Speaking of cleaning house, let's go to some sponsors. Cess Clean and Cess Cleaning up there in Stockton area is hiring. Competitive pay. Make sure you guys call Cess Cleaning if you're looking for some work. 209-943-7478. Also, MP Dell's Sporting Goods. They're an online sporting goods store. MP Dell's up there. Guys, get all your sporting good needs from these guys. Duncan Electrical Services. If you need any electrical service up in that 209 area for your home or your business, make sure you call Duncan Electrical Services. Game Up CBDs, CBD company owned by the Diaz brothers, those Stockton boys. They sell CBD pre-rolls, lotions, creams, balms, everything you need. Paul Marquez Tattoos. He's got some Gio, I noticed, got some new work. I commented on how nice and clean it was. He said, oh, that's all Paul Marquez. He did those great home business roofing needs, and Pizza Factory down there in 209. You guys got to get your grub on. Check out Pizza Factory out there, Stockton area. Let's go to Pablo for our official ring announcement for our winner here.
And ladies and gentlemen, the count of 10 came at 49 seconds in the 4th and final round. El conteo de 10 llega a los 49 segundos en el cuarto y último asalto. Declare your winner by the way of KO victory. Su vencedor por la vía del knockout, Luis Eduardo Sanchez.
Sanchez with the KO victory, guys. Here at Best in Boxing, we're giving you a little free taste of some.
También reconocimiento para su rival, Francisco Manuel López.
Pablo giving it up for the opponent there. Great bout there, great effort. But again, we're giving you some free fights right now. But guys, make sure you guys go and purchase right now on bestinboxing.com. Go and purchase the pay-per-view portion of our card. Gonna give you two more little freebie fights here for you. And coming up here, we got our pay-per-view starting in 2 fights. So if you want to continue to watch some of this blazing boxing action here, make sure you go and grab that pay-per-view, including KingGio, our main event, taking on Salvador Nunez here in an 8-round main event. Make sure you go and grab that pay-per-view ASAP. $9.99. Can't beat it for this kind of boxing action.
Gio Gonzalez, like you said, last time that we were calling fights together, it was his retirement. Then he came back, starting his own promotional company, and you know, fought for a belt. An exciting fighter, for sure.
As we hold for our next fight.
Our next fight, we have a fighter coming from Tecate and Tijuana. We've already talked about the
De Tijuana,
rivalry that we
Baja
have
California,
between these two cities.
Arturo de la Rosa.
Rosa making a quick ring entrance here. Getting instructions from our referee.
Y de Tecate, Baja California, Arturo Perfecto.
Arturo Perfecto Valdez. Name is fitting as he has a perfect 3-0 record with 2 KOs. Last fight, a unanimous decision win over Lucio Beltran. This is the 4th fight of 2021 for this guy here. So been very, very active and looking to keep that perfect record.
Uno, dos, tres. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, KingGio Promotions presents 4 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight division. Prepárense para 4 rounds de combate en la división de peso super ligero. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces: Francisco Pacheco, Carlos de la Rocha y Héctor Hernández. Your referee in charge of the action, el tercero superficie, Miguel Hernández. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears red trunks with white trim. He officially weighs in 137 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, pantalones y color rojo.
Starting strong is De La Rosa. Perfecto, staying calm, staying collective, as we've seen many fighters before. Really analyzing De La Rosa and picking his shots intelligently.
You know, his
Staying
brother,
at a distance.
his brother was supposed to be on this card as well. And unfortunately, his opponent fell out. Also, perfect record there, around the same
Strong
age.
uppercut by Perfecto.
Yeah, Perfecto's showing why he's got that perfect record there. Very clean and technical, as Rafa was talking about.
Perfecto looks calm in there. He looks calm. He looks comfortable. And like you said, his brother was a fighter. His brother's a fighter. Is supposed to fight here tonight. So this must be like another day for him.
Yeah, fourth fight. Talk about active, you know, and we were talking earlier about
This
ring
year.
rust, you know, and whatnot. I mean, and it's only October here, so he's obviously been busy every couple of months. I mean, and you know what? As a young fighter, it's good to see a young fighter hungry, willing to take fights, willing to put it on the line, and try to get that experience in the ring.
Right. Perfecto right now is he's focusing at the body shots, because as Perfecto just put it straight right, has a very high guard, and he's keeping to the mid part body of De La Rosa, in the middle too.
Kind of like in the opening heavyweight bout that we saw, you see a fighter that's really tense, high guard, squeezing all the time, and another fighter that's kind of stalking forward.
Round debut jitters.
Almost like equally anticipating the shot from Perfecto. Steady, but it's also in the same spot. And he's not moving head or hands. It's just almost like walking forward on a fence post there.
I'd say that guard's a little too high, because he's not covering his body. You know, it's all his head, his ears, but the body's
Yes.
completely exposed, and I'm
dos.
sure Perfecto's going to capitalize on that as the rounds go on.
1,
See
2,
some
3,
some
4.
swelling under the right eye of De La Rosa. Looks like that one of those hooks or right hands landed hard and is starting to swell under the eye already. He's rubbing it. You can see in the corner. It's bothering him already. But then you look over and Perfecto is calm and collected, right? Rafael, I mean, didn't look like Perfecto was, dealing with any pressure issues in that round.
No. All the contrary. I think we were about to talk about the COVID situation, talking about ring rust. I think Perfecto, the fact that he's been competition ready, he's already been inside this ring. He already knows what is to be expected.
Yep.
And Perfecto's like loose. I think he's been here before. He knows what to expect of the crowd. And I think that's really playing to his advantage 100%.
Definitely. We'll see if De La Rosa can loosen up a bit and let things fly and hit his mark. But so far, it's been all Arturo Perfecto. Thanks, Rafael. Well, Dylan, do you remember your pro debut? You know, I mean, it's got to be tough for you to step in against a 3-0 fighter that everyone's kind of, got steam behind.
Maybe you could take a punch when you were the amateur, and you take a punch. It's a different feel. Different. You have the lights, you have the people going through his mind right now. Different types of gloves. He's trying to adjust to the professional fighting field.
Absolutely, and Perfecto is starting to really put it on. Oh, but a nice counter shot, right hand there by De La Rosa, guys. Remind you that we're switching to our pay-per-view event here coming up next as Sacramento's Adrian Reyna takes on Tijuana's Ricardo Hernandez for the opening bout of our pay-per-view portion of our card. Make sure you go to Global Sports Streaming and go ahead and order that pay-per-view. $9.99, that's all it's going to cost you to watch. We're really starting to warm up here now. High-level fights of high-level body going down here. Perfecto's really putting it on nicely.
Another body
We
shot by
heard that
Perfecto.
thudded. Oh, man, it sounds like movie punches are landing over here. Like we got a professional Foley making punch noises in the background because they're slamming so hard.
And the ref staying close by, keeping a close eye on De La Rosa.
Definitely.
As Perfecto continues to punish that body.
Oh, but I tell you what, De La Rosa's throwing back hard, though. I mean, he ain't giving up on it.
He's not going out east.
I honestly think the referee is standing right De La Rosa almost
The corner was already waving the towel.
Oh, they knew.
The corner
They
was
already
waving
knew.
the towel. Yes, sir.
That's a tough debut for De La Rosa. Great heart from him, but man, Arturo Perfecto stays perfect as he moves to 4-0 with now 3 KOs. Wow.
Great job staying composed by Perfecto, and this just goes to the experience that De La Rosa is going to accumulate. You know, this is his first debut. He took a couple of hard punches. We'll see him back in the ring.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see him. That's his 4th fight. I wonder if he's going to try to get a 5th fight in there here. And take nothing away from De La Rosa. I mean, he gave a valiant effort. You know, I credit him for the effort he gave. I mean, it's easy going against a guy like that. Thankfully, the ref was there. Perfecto came and did his job. I mean, when you got everything to lose, it can be a little stressful, but he came in like a true professional. He did his job and was able to take care of business here tonight.
Now, what I want to see is what's going to be Arturo de Rosas' reaction to this coming to the next fight.
Yes.
So if he learns from this can really be something to build on.
Yes, absolutely. Official announcement of this fight. And again, guys, Global Sports Streaming, go there, grab that. Pay-per-view, we're coming up next. Next fight here.
And ladies and gentlemen, referee Miguel Hernandez stops about officially at 2 minutes and 19 seconds in the second round. Tenemos el tiempo oficial, 2 minutos.
Perfecto improves his record. Another great performance from him. And guys, remember, let's tune in right now. Global's him land a devastating KO body shot there in March in Rosarito. Last time I saw him in the ring, it was last fight. And he's excited. He's coming on taking a vet of over 17 fights. So, you know, it's youth versus experience coming up in this opening card of our opening fight of our main card here.
Yeah, that's going to be how he deals with the experience that Remundo is bringing to the table.
Yeah. thanks again, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed that little preview of fights that we gave for you. But remember, guys, Global Sports streaming, and you will be able to stream the rest of the fights coming here. It's $9.99. That's it. $10. Starbucks for you and your girl is about as much as it costs to watch this world-class boxing here. So go and check us out. As we make the switch here, we are switching, switching some brackets here in the ring and getting the ring all tightened up here for our main card. Officials are getting set for the main card here. Camera guy's eating a southwestern burger here. I'm a little jealous. Hey, let me get a piece of that. Hey, that is funny because everyone here on the Best Boxing guys so ready. There's been a lot of great combos here. I think I'm going to go to Carl's Jr. get a number 3 here. Now, you know what? It's funny because, like, McDonald's in the States is the biggest. I don't see as many the biggest Burger King and Jack in the Box, but they do love their Carl's Jr. here in Tijuana.
I hadn't thought about that. I hadn't thought about that, but you're right. Yeah. There's a lot of McDonald's, and I don't see a lot of other Carl's Jr.'s like every other corner.
Yeah,
every other corner.
They love it, man. And then I was driving through by the beach. I was by the Playas in Tijuana, and I see the line was around the out of the parking lot into the street.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're just getting everything tightened up here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's working.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4.
I went to school over there in Playas, Tijuana, and that Carl's Jr. is always packed.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
always
man.
packed.
Yeah, any fast food next to a high school, man, you got all the kids in there. You got all the kids in there after school, spending all their parents' money.
Yep. Location.
Yeah, but if you're hungry in the 209 area, don't go to Carl's Jr. Go to Pizza Factory. That's the spot to go to. If you're ever in the 209, definitely check out Pizza Factory. Take it to your house. If your house needs some new roof, some new roofing. Got any issues? At least call Home Roofing out there in 209. They'll take care of that right there. Any tattoo needs you need Paul Marquez Tattoos. That's the spot to go. But hey, before you get that tattoo, you should hit Game Up and do some of their CBD. Hit one of their CBD joints or pre-rolls there, and loosen you up before you get that. Also, any electronical services you need in that area, Duncan Electronical Services. You need that for your business, give them a call. They can go big scale, small scale. They can do anything for you. If your business or your home needs any cleaning, cess cleaning, make sure you hit them up. They're hiring right now. Super competitive rates. Those pre-COVID rates. Everyone's looking for workers, so good opportunity to get in with a good company. And MP Dell Sporting Goods online. Check them out online. As you start to get back to the gym, you start to want to get back to the fight game. Maybe you need some new gloves. Maybe you need a bag. Maybe you get back on the court. You're at the 24 shooting hoops again. You need a new basketball. You need some new headband and wristbands, some shorts, whatnot. MP Dell Sporting Goods. That's the spot to go here as we get everything switched over, guys.
Sounds like everybody's getting taken care of real well over there in Stockton.
Yeah, they do well. Especially Gio. They love him out there. KingGio does a good work here, and he represents well the city. He's makes his way to the stage here.
Y de Tecate, Baja California, Abraham, perfecto.
I thought the fight was scratched. Abraham Perfecto is actually coming in to fight. Looks like both perfect.
Damas y caballeros, in charge of the scoring this bout, in ring black trunks with white rims. He officially weighs in 126 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo color negro con blanco, con un peso de 126 libras. As a professional, he stands with a record of 3 victories against 2 defeats. Cuenta con un récord de 3 victorias por 2 derrotas. De Tijuana, Baja California, Saúl Rester Garcia. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner, 26 pounds, black trunks. He also weighs in 100 con un peso idéntico de 126 libras. Standing with a record of 2 victories against no defeats. Cuenta con un récord profesional, 2 victorias por 0 derrotas. Representando al Gimnasio Dumas, Puritito Pueblo Mágico de Tecate, Abraham Perfecto. And now with the final instructions, dando las indicaciones finales, su referí, el profesor Fernando Rentería. 4 rounds, 4 asaltos.
All right, guys, let's get this started here. Perfecto looks like they went out their skills here. Let's see if Abraham can duplicate Arturo's performance here.
And again, we see the matchup of the tempos. One real calm, real collective, and Perfecto's opponent here is moving around, using the ring, trying to establish that jab. So, out of the last fights, this is how somebody should fight on the outside. You know, he's moving around, but he's throwing that jab, keeping that right in his face, and slipping all these.
He's been throwing, so let's see what happens in this next round.
Yeah, sometimes when you try to throw, when maybe you're trying to look for an early knockout, sometimes, man, you really put a lot of gas in those punches. And again, we do have a 4-round matchup here, but both boys look like to be in decent shape. I mean, Casillas, he doesn't seem like he's, he's sweating, but he don't seem like he's sweating it right now.
Right.
Back to the
Casillas
jab.
looks comfortable. Look, comes back in, 3 jabs, moving around, using the ring. And I like what you guys mentioned. He's not moving to just one side, so it doesn't turn into a chase game.
Yeah, he's unpredictable. He's trying to move. He's moving into the power a lot, though, right now here. So we'll see if Perfecto, but there you go. He switches it up. He goes back to the jab hand of Perfecto, but Perfecto, lands some
good
punch.
overhand right.
Nice right there, though, from the Rooster.
Seems a lot more experience, this Rooster Casillas, because he's putting in the feints, something that I haven't seen the other fighters use, and those feints, they can be very, very helpful.
Well, and then physically, he's a taller, bigger man there than Perfecto, so, he's absorbing some good shots, but, he's got the size to absorb them. Oh, he slips out of that after he eats a right hand there from Abraham. Perfecto there. Perfecto is stalking like it's a kill or don't eat type situation right now. Oh, and there he goes. Finally threw the spear to take down his the game he was hunting there. Deep breath comes from Casillas. Puts the mouthpiece back in. Referee making sure he's fighting here.
Perfecto is very smart, just overwhelming him with combinations, just like we saw.
Speaking of those combinations here,
I think Casillas was overthinking it, trying to choose his shots too much, and that just came out on top for Perfecto. Used it to his advantage. Didn't see Casillas was trying to counter with an onslaught of combinations, so Perfecto just went over it and saturated the punches, which worked perfectly. I mean, it's an easy night for the judges today. We've all been stoppage. None of these fights have gone to the judges, so I think that's a testament to what we've been seeing is whoever's been pushing the pace is the one that's been winning these fights.
Yeah, and a good job by Abraham Perfecto here. He looked real clean, real crisp. He controlled the fight, and what can I say? That was a great knockdown. After you take it to the official decision up there with Pablo Flores. Great night of boxing here in Tijuana, Baja California. Brought to you by KingGio Promotions.
Always great fights here in TJ. Always well known for its boxing prowess. I mean, we've seen some great debuts, some great experienced fighters, and just a testament to the scene here in the boxing scene and just overall combat scene here in Tijuana, Mexico.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Remundo stops the contest officially at 1 minute.
Pues quiso aprovechar ese upper, vi que le entró duro y ya.
Repite otra vez. Like, he respects him and he believes that he is a really good opponent and he wants a revenge. He's good for it and he has a good history, the other fighter. So he's speaking respectfully about the other fighter and he's open and willing to do the another.
Great sportsmanship, great performances from both the Perfecto brothers. Let's hear it, guys. Abraham Perfecto.
Great fight from Abraham Perfecto and Casillas from Tijuana, Baja California.
Yeah, man, that's beautiful performances from both of those brothers there. Can't get a...
You know, the fight over who's going to do the dishes must be intense in their home.
Well, we were talking earlier, guys. We were talking about brothers sparring up. Imagine how their sparring matches must be.
Yeah.
You know, you got two high-level guys. They've obviously probably been tactical. You know, if he would have, if he knew he wasn't going to make a weight way before.
And to let everyone that know,
weight, I had the size advantage. You still beat me. I mean, at that point, you got to just, you know, bow to the crown. Here we go. Pablo Flores for our next official announcement.
Hernandez.
Here we go, Ricardo Hernandez, representing the blue corner, making his way out here. 17 professional fights. Taking on a much younger fighter here, and Adrian, Reyna. They call him El Rey. I know another good fighter they call El Rey.
I wonder who that could be.
I can't remember what his name is, but man, there's some great El Rey fighters. Oh yeah, Dylan El Rey Miranda. Oh, that's you, man.
Hey man, here I am representing. You know.
Well, this man is he's the El Rey de Sacramento.
And from
he's
Sacramento, California, USA. Adrian, El Rey Reyna.
Adrian Reyna, I saw him fighting again Rosarito back in March. He had this devastating body shot. He says, look for that again. I love the body shot. He loves the body snatch. He said he sees some opportunities in his opponent. He sees some openings, and he thinks he's going to be able to take advantage. Again, 17 fights, though, for Hernandez Batista. 36 years of age, big.
The ring, standing in the red corner. He wears green trunks with gray trim. He also
points.
Right. As we see, El Rey started to put pressure on Hernandez.
Yeah, it's pressure.
Oh, and good body
shot
work by El Rey.
Very nice. I was about to just say that Remundo has been spending some time on the ropes, and immediately he goes down. I mean, that's what happens when you're getting punched like that.
And what did I say? Hey, what did we say? The body shot. We were talking about it. He called it from the jump from weigh-ins yesterday. He said, oh, I see an opportunity, and he didn't want to tell me what the opportunity was. And I said, oh, you think you get him with a body shot? And he just smiled real big. You know, sometimes fighters don't want to say exactly what the plan is, but I said, hey, you going to hit with that body shot again? And he got to give me a big smile like, yeah, that's when I knew. Right on him.
Leave you boys to talk about the fight while I go up there and say a few words here with Mr. Reyna.
Well, like Brandon said, Mystic Mac, he predicted the knockout with a left hook to the body, and that's what we saw here today. Great job by El Rey.
Great technique. I mean, how much power in those punches. It wasn't like we saw in the other fights with that overwhelming combinations. It was just precision, hitting in the sweet spot one after the other until it was just too much in the first round. I mean, how much more can you ask for?
Yeah, you really start to see the technical level when you go down to the lower weight classes, because they have to shift the weight in every single punch adequately. You know, you have to have a little bit of pop. And the amount of punches that they throw is
In the opening round, tenemos el tiempo oficial, 1 minuto 34 segundos en el primer asalto. Declaring winner by the way of KO victory. Su vencedor por la vía del knockout from Sacramento, California, USA, Adrian El Rey.
After you take it to Pablo Flores for our next fight.
I think it's time for some big boy noise, fellas. I see the heavyweights here lining up. I don't know if they're next or if he just wants out here, but I seen the Moose. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. And while we're on commercial break, let's talk about some of our wonderful sponsors. MP Dell's Sporting Goods, their online sporting goods store to support all your sporting good needs, guys. Cess Cleaning. Cess Cleaning is hiring, guys. Competitive rates. Once you call them up, 209-943-7478, guys. Duncan Electrical Services. If you need anything electrical done to your home or business, give them a call. Duncan Electrical Services, game up. CBD company, owned by Stockton's very own Nick and Nate Diaz. They sell CBD pre-rolls, lotions, balms for injuries, anything you need, gummies of that nature. They'll take care of you there. Paul Marquez Tattoos. You'll see Gio Gonzalez with some new tattoos coming out, some really clean work he had done from Paul. He wanted to make sure that Paul Marquez got credit for that work there as well. Home Roofing. Call Home Roofing for any of your roofing needs, home repairs, anything like that. And, of course, when it's all said and done, you need to get dinner. Pizza Factory, that's the spot to go. Check out Pizza Factory in the 209 as we get ready, as we set the stage here. And for our next fight here, some good fights so far. Young Reyna is looking like he might be a top prospect coming here in the future. He's looking real sharp, real humble. Just wants to get back in the gym and gets back to work here. Fought in March. It's the second fight, so he's got that pandemic rust off him now, and he looks like he's on a roll here.
I mean, that's a sign of a true champ. When they like to train more than they like to fight, you gotta be on the lookout for those guys.
Well, and that's the thing too. I mean, you gotta be you gotta be in love with the process, I guess, to be a professional fighter here. It's so difficult. I don't think people understand the difficulty that goes on. It's not just the minutes you spend in the ring fight night. The job starts months before the fight. When you sign the contract, all of a sudden, not only physically, right, Dylan, but mentally as well.
As soon as you think that you're gonna fight, you stop eating burgers. Your whole diet change, your whole demeanor changes, because you have a fight coming up. So you start to get more serious. Yeah, you're right. Like you said, it starts as soon as you sign that contract. You're in fight mode.
And then Rafael, I mean, there's so much involved when it comes to a fight. I mean, it affects everything: your family life, your work life, right? I mean, not only just because you have that mental strain of this fight coming up looming, but also the training. I mean, when you're physically tired, right, mentally you're not going to be as sharp either.
And I mean, we're not talking about, oh, I lost a game. It's you lost the fight. I mean, you can get hurt by losing. It's not like you're going to rest basketball on a different level.
As we see, one shot can really do the damage here. And then, and that's why I think it's such a great sport.
The best in boxing. Presentan este encuentro pactado a 4 asaltos en la división de peso ligero. Let's get ready for 4 rounds of boxing in the lightweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears white trunks with red trim. He officially weighs in 135 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo blanco con rojo, con un peso de 135 libras. As a professional, he stands with a record of 0 victories against 1 defeat. Cuenta con un récord de 0 victorias por 1 derrota. Representando a Tijuana, Baja California, Juan Diego León. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears black trunks with silver trim. He also officially weighs in 135 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo color negro con plata, con un peso idéntico de 135 libras. In his professional campaign, he stands with a record of 1 victory against no defeats. Cuenta con un récord profesional, 1 victoria por 0 derrotas. Hailing out of Village, Arkansas, USA, here is Edwin. Bell instructions, dando las indicaciones finales, su referee, el profesor Fernando Rentería. 4 rounds, 4 asaltos.
Here we go, 4 rounds. Our next fight scheduled in the lightweights. Juan Diego León taking on Edwin Hernandez. Hernandez still got his arms on the ropes. He's gonna wait till that bell to step off. Here we go.
No rush in Hernandez.
No rush at all. Sticking that jab though, starting first. León looking for that overhand right.
And right off the
Eats a
bat,
good body shot, yeah.
we see him use the body shots. Good jab work, good jab work.
León looking for a big overhand.
Around the ring, but he's not staying in the distance, and he's keeping that jab in his face.
Now, what's the importance of that jab there? You know, Dylan, I mean, it looks like it's keeping León from being able to throw power shots. He's like almost double clutching, thinking about it, right?
The jab could make or break a fight. With that jab, he's coming back, trying to put some pressure. With that jab, he's controlling the tempo. Right now, you see, those are just setup jabs. They have no pop behind them. Good combination by Hernandez.
Juan Diego León starting to paw his own jab. Maybe he thought, hey, those jabs working against me. Maybe I'll start to try to throw some jabs here.
Now, Juan Diego's doing something that I'm not liking too much. He keeps switching stances whenever he's throwing those punches. Now, we saw what could happen when you're off balance on the first couple of fights. If Hernandez can capitalize on that mistake,
oh, another body shot.
Fight.
Lands to the body of León. Hernandez is starting to throw those coins in the bank as far as the body shots are concerned. Maybe saw some of the fights earlier in the card, saw how effective that can be.
Diego León, however, keeps walking forward. He's taking punishment, but you know what? Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to. When you have a best right now, these are the kind of fights you would see at the bar, just going at it. Like you said, the phone booth.
Yeah, they are
up close and personal.
They are keeping it tight, but you know what? Hernandez is landing some big shots here right now against León. León, though, aggressive, super aggressive, not deterred by those shots. Good round there of action as far as the back and forth is concerned. Not the most technical round from León, but I mean, as you said, sometimes when you're getting out-techniqued a little bit, you got to just kind of bite the bullet and come forward and try to make the fight.
I mean, all I saw from León was pure heart. I mean, he got hit with technical shots, and he went back at him with all of, well, like you said, with the kitchen sink, throwing everything at him.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. And like you said, he's biting down on that mouth guard, and he's going in there and he's exchanging combos. Now, the more technically sound combinations are coming from Hernandez, but let me tell you guys, the punches that Jose's throwing, they still make damage, and they're still dangerous. If Hernandez doesn't keep his guard up, if he starts to get sloppy, it could be a short night for him. And here we go, starting round 2.
Here we go, boys.
Leon starts with the jab, trying to establish a jab of his own. Oh, Hernandez hits with a nice right hand, though.
Yeah, Jose making it a slugfest
Yeah, he
again,
sure
and that's what he
is.
has to do.
Oh,
Oh,
lands
and
a nice shot
good,
of his
good
own.
left hook.
Like you were just saying, sometimes you got to make it ugly
Oh, nice
against
right
a more
hand.
technical fighter.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, and he's making it ugly and lands some shots while making it ugly.
Hernandez managed to turn it around, though. He was on the rope, and, you know, he did a good turnaround. Now we're seeing the good back and forth exchange between both fighters.
And I think Leon has the advantage. If it does get ugly and Hernandez forgets his technical abilities, Leon has the upper hand.
Yeah, because you see, Hernandez right now, he seems to be trying to pick the punches. He's trying to be a smarter fighter, you know, pick his punches, be technical, but not with Jose. Not right now. He's making it a slugfest, and he's not going to let you breathe. And like we say, everybody has a game plan until you get punched in the face. And right now, Jose's putting in.
Nice body shot, though, from Hernandez. And, you know, it's going to be hard to come forward and with all that steam if you keep taking shots to the body. But at the same time, weathering all this forward pressure can tire out Hernandez at the same time. And he's put him on the ropes, Leon, now. And he's putting shots on Leon, trying to land a big one. Really back and forth action here so far with these two.
Oh, it's starting to get sloppy, though. It's
Oh,
Jose, but he
big
gets
counter
him with
shot.
a left hook.
Big counter shot. Hear these pop of these gloves against the domes of each other. I see a little swelling under the right eye of Leon. Leon just kind of zombieing forward, throwing shots relentlessly.
Diego Leon, though, just does not stop throwing back.
I mean,
As does Hernandez.
every time Hernandez gets his composure back, he gets away from the ropes, puts Leon in a bad position. But when he forgets that, Leon has the upper hand, like we're seeing right here, when Leon just goes off on him.
And this is where having a good form is going to help you out in a fight. Because that lead foot will keep him on the outside for you to set up jabs, set up combinations. But again, it's so tough to set up your game plan when somebody like Jose, Diego de Leon, is in your face. He's not letting him breathe at all.
Yeah, Juan Leon is nonstop action here. You see a look almost, Rafael, of Edwin, like, what the heck do I got to do to back this guy off of me? I'm hitting him with shots. He still keeps coming.
No, I think Edwin knows he's a more technical fighter, but once Leon gets his confidence up, he doesn't stop, and he has the bigger heart. So he's not afraid of getting punched. He's not afraid of getting in there, and he's not afraid of Edwin's punches.
He looks tired, though. I see him breathing real heavy here. Got his hands up, trying to catch that breath. But, I mean, look at both corners. Both corners look like they're in the middle of a war, which they are. First round was
I'm loving this fight.
Yeah, this is more it's second round. It's only getting third round more and more amped around
That first round, I would say Hernandez took, but this second one is tough. It's good back and forth.
I mean, the judge is scoring it here. So, yeah, this could be a very close fight going here into this third of 4 rounds.
I mean, if Leon keeps
Starting to crack down.
There you go, just smother him. Smother him, put him in
See
pressure.
water start to pour out. Next thing you know, the whole thing is crumbled. Oh, there we go. Answers back, does Hernandez with a body shot of his own. But tell you what, Leon is relentless when it comes to his pressure.
Yeah, and Hernandez might have to make a switch because right now he seems to try to pick him off on at a distance, you know. Be the more technical fighter, but Jose's not going to allow him. He may have to slug it out with him, gain some respect, hit him with a good hard shot. And that's going to make Jose think twice before trying to get in there and exchange with him. But so far, Juan de Leon, Diego Leon is coming forward, throwing punishment his way.
Back and forth exchanges. These guys are, you know, pretty much touching gloves the whole time. They're so close. They're just right in front of each other. You see the determination on the face of Juan Diego Leon as he's pushing Hernandez up against the ropes. But
Three-jab
Hernandez
combination by Hernandez.
starting to try to create more distance, but man, he's just not giving him any room to breathe here, guys.
No, and Hernandez is fighting going backwards. Because he's being trying to be the technical fighter, Leon is taking advantage of this and just pushing forward through those punches.
Yeah, and at some point, he has to stop. He has to sit down on his punches, bite down that mouth guard, and gain the respect from Jose. Because Jose's not going to stop. It does not look like anything's going to stop him.
Yeah, Juan Diego Leon is really going at it. I got to give this guy all kinds of credit because he took some big body shots early in the fight, didn't stop his forward pressure. He's starting to weather here the face of Edwin Hernandez.
And like we said before, once you take your fighter's best shots and they didn't put you away, you start to get a little bit of confidence. And we see Juan Diego Leon just going in there. He's not afraid anymore.
Yeah, and
he's not
almost
afraid.
like he's gaining.
exchanging.
He's almost like he's gaining energy as the fight goes on.
Look at this, with putting him against the ropes.
Love to see this kind of heart on a fighter here.
Edwin tries to answer with a combination of his own.
Wow. Oh,
Wow.
Edwin's just, you could tell he's like baffled right now.
I mean, what a way to end the round.
He's falling he fell into the stool right now.
To the stool, yes. I mean, and you see Jose over there. You see Diego Lopez not even taking a seat, and that's keeping his legs active. That's keeping his legs. If he's exhausted, it keeps you up a little bit.
Oh, he had to take a seat first, though. He had to take that second 30 seconds. Yeah, definitely.
Catching the breather.
What are you telling each corner here, Dylan? I mean, you got two guys. It could be down to this round. I mean, it's all or nothing.
I would love to be a fly on the wall in Hernandez's corner, because right now, he could have lost these last two rounds. He really could have. So right now he has to do absolutely everything. He needs to throw his kitchen sink at Diego Lopez.
That's
Diego
hard.
Lopez's corner, you know what? Keep that pressure on. Keep that pressure because it's
more
working.
The same. Yeah, can we
And
try to
it's
break
been
it?
working. It's been working.
Can we break Hernandez? More the same. He needs to exchange forward. He throwing punches. Big shots.
Back like that. Hernandez needs to sit down right there. Good jabs by Hernandez right now. He's trying to establish that distance. From that distance, you need to throw your hard punches.
I mean, Hernandez is getting somewhere with those jabs, but every time he jabs, he takes a step back, and I think that's taking away from the confidence in his own fight.
And it's not enough because he gets that distance, but he keeps throwing the jab, just working that jab. But at some point, you have to switch it up. You have to throw that right hand, let the weapons go. This is the last round. It's all or nothing. As we see Diego Lopez continue with that punishment, continue with that pressure. And this man just does not stop. He's been at his face since the beginning of the fight.
Yeah, Leon is not afraid to
I like screw you, but as the fight has back and forth, Diego Lopez is definitely taking over this fight.
Pressure of Diego Leon has been extremely effective in the last 3 rounds of this fight.
No, and I mean, the judges see the same fight we see, but they're counting this forward pressure, this constant just onslaught of punches from Leon. So I think Leon is looking pretty good in this fight.
Yeah, who's controlling the tempo? Who's making it their fight?
Look at these guys, last minute, like everything. I mean, they're biting mouthpieces, wincing, and just throwing everything they got right now, guys.
This is the 4th round. These guys are exhausted. They're biting down on that mouthpiece, throwing everything they have.
There's 30 seconds left in this fight, so they got to give everything right now.
Good combination by Hernandez. As Diego Lopez continues the pressure, continues the punishment. 10 seconds left.
Yeah, Edwin backing up, throwing punches, but backing up as Leon coming forward.
Good back and forth.
Wow, fellas, what a
Great fight. Great
Both
fight.
fighters put on a great show of heart. This is going to be a tough one. I'm glad I'm not a judge for this one. That is a tough one to score right there. But, man, from where we saw it, it looked like Diego Leon really gave the effort in the end there to just really push Hernandez back. Even though Hernandez constantly fighting, it's just, again, it depends on how you're looking at the fight and how you're scoring it.
Let's see if he did enough. Let's see if he did enough to win the fight in the judge's eyes.
We shall see right now here as we go to the scorecards. They're tallying them up. I'm going to join our ring announcer, Pablo Flores, in the ring, interview the winner. I couldn't predict this one, guys. I have no clue who they're going to announce as the winner of this fight. And that's how you know you had a great fight on your hands, right?
Yeah, I don't envy the judges on this one.
I mean, first round, I would have definitely given it to Edwin. It had a lot of promise if the rest of the fight went like that, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Leon just went like, you know what? I'm not going to win technically. I need to make this a slugfest. And he dictated the pace.
He did.
But they both connected everywhere. So, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't keeping tally, but there was a lot of punches thrown and landed.
That's right. The first round, I'll definitely give it to Hernandez. The second round, that's one that's up in the air. But the third round definitely goes to Diego Lopez, and it's the second, the fourth round that we have to look out for. We'll see who took this fight. I'll tell you who won this fight. We won this fight.
The crowd won this fight. Everybody was on their feet
since the start.
People are still clapping. I mean, no matter who you wanted to win, I think these both fighters gave a hell of a fight and have a lot of promise. Obviously, they can both work on some key points that I think really help them to have opponents like this in the opposite corner just to make them a better fighter.
That's right. And fights like these are great for boxing. You know, the public wants to see blood. The public loves to see action, and seeing two guys stand toe-to-toe, almost forehead to forehead, exchanging blows is just, as a boxing fan, this is great for me. You know, this is what I like to see.
No, and a lot of respect between these two fighters. I think they both realized that they were properly matched. Way to go to the matchmakers on this fight. Very even, and a way to just combine these two different fighting styles. One that's all heart, the other one's all tactics, and you put them in the ring and you get fireworks.
Yep. Styles make fights. I have to take it to Pablo Flores inside of the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we now go to the judges' scorecards. Después de 4 rounds de combate, nos vamos con las tarjetas de los jueces. Big round of applause for these two warriors. Ladies and gentlemen, judges, 39-37, 2 jueces, y 38-38, 1 juez. Su vencedor por la vía de la decisión mayoritaria. Village, Arkansas, USA, Edwin Bones Huesos Hernandez.
Hey, I'm here with your winner. You got to talk to me first when you win the fight. Edwin Hernandez, man, I mean, what a battle that was. You came out, you looked like you kind of took that first round fairly easily. You hit him with some big-time body shots. But, man, talk about a Terminator. This guy wouldn't stop. I mean, what did your corner tell you going into that last round there? They looked like they were talking really intensely to you. What you needed to do, you guys were both laying it all on the line. They were like nonstop in your ear. What were they telling you going into that?
Some body shots, some feints.
Any shots you hit him with where you thought to yourself, Jesus, why don't you go down? I mean, we saw some massive body shots, some nice head hooks. Is there any time you hit this guy and thought, what the heck? How are you still standing?
Nah, man, it's boxing, you know. I'm expecting a tough guy every time, you know. So, nah, I'm just like, everybody I'm going to fight is going to be tough, so just got to be ready for it. You can't take nobody lightly.
Yeah, and you were ready for it tonight. Improves your record to 2-0, man. Congratulations. Let's hear it for your winner one more time. Edwin Hernandez, something to say.
Yeah, I want to say thank you, Coach Robert, my corner, Alex, Tito Hunger in action, Springdale. What's up, man? We're here, baby. Gracias, Tijuana. Arriba, Mexico.
Edwin Hernandez, everybody.
So the judges have scored it. Majority win to Edwin. I mean, the technical fighter, he did land more punches, probably more quality punches, more quality fighting and technique. But, I mean, great round of applause for the Heart of Leon.
Yeah, great shout out to both fighters. But, you know, one of the things with a style like Diego Leon has is this type of Maidana versus Mayweather type, you know, just making it ugly, is that when you're throwing punches like that, the judges might not see them land. They might be hitting the gloves, they might be hitting the arms, and you can't really count those punches, you know. And the more sound, technically sound punches are the ones that are
Different judges might see it a different way. A lot of aggression and counter-fighting, you know. You can watch a fight twice and see two different winners as well. So, you know, from our standpoint, just the aggression, forward movement, the non-stop heart, that's how you almost start rooting for a guy like that.
Yeah.
You almost start seeing stuff that might not be there, you know, where the referees are more technical, they're more clinical about things. They don't get,
more objective.
we get emotional about it.
Yeah, we're talking about it there.
We're watching with our friend, basically, where they're just there counting every shot. They're more counting points.
Was that a full punch? Was that a half punch?
Exactly. Did it land? Was it effective? Did it have any steam on it, you know?
Yeah, we definitely don't have the same standards that the judges have, you know. We're looking at it as fans.
We just like some, I mean,
we like that.
That could have been a good strategy. Are you trying to get in there, opponent, when he break his face? You just let him wear his hands out all over your face.
Go in, receive, and step out.
Receive, and when he's tired, then you hit him with big body shots till he falls in the 15th round.
Hey, but you know what? That reminds me of Mickey Ward. Mickey Ward would take a lot of punishment, and once you're tired, you know, you go in there, hit you with that body shot,
Dylan,
and put
you know,
you down.
I'm sure you train with guys. Some guys are a glutton for punishment.
Some guys
enjoy getting hit and looking at you like they get a sick pleasure out of it, you know?
Yeah, and you think are here and here, and you start saying here, because a lot of people like to throw 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2,
yeah, almost like they pull that arrow back and they hold it. While the arrows are flying by until they see that one shot and they let it fly.
Yeah, that's when you start using feints, try to bait out the punches that you already know your opponent's going to throw. And that's when you catch them. That's when you set up the traps.
That's the chess game. That's when you're playing chess, not checkers, in boxing. And we're talking about Rocky, heavyweight division. Got some heavyweights getting primed to walk out right now. Mustafa, Al-Bihad Ali. Al-Bihad Ali was talking to him yesterday.
De Tijuana, Baja California, Víctor Zárate.
Victor Sarte walking out first. Represent the blue corner. Got the black with that gold on.
Víctor Zárate, representing Tijuana, Baja California. Fighting in his hometown.
And from El Cajon, California, USA, Mustafa Moose Al-Behadili.
He said Moose. And I went, well, your real name here. And then I looked at the card and said, oh, you must be Mustafa. Parents originally from Iraq and now lives in California. Was in camp with Luis Ortiz a couple of months ago. 18-4 amateur record, 18 KOs. He feels like he's ready to make this first walk here professionally. And man, you could tell he was smiling yesterday. Well, mainly because he got to eat. But
of course.
Yeah. You're a heavyweight, man. You always get to eat. Don't act like you had to cut any weight, bro.
4 rounds de combate en la división del peso completo.
Let's get ready to 4 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division, presented by KingGio Promotions. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside versus 3 fighters standing in the Ricardo Hernandez. He wears black trunks with gold trim. He officially weighs in 242 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo color negro con oro, con un peso de 242 libras. And today he makes his pro debut, haciendo su debut profesional de Tijuana, Baja California, Víctor Zárate. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears red trunks with white trim. He officially weighs in 230 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo rojo con blanco, con un peso oficial de 230 libras. And also today he makes his pro debut, haciendo también su debut profesional, representing El Cajon, California, USA. Salam alaikum, Anisati Sadati, Alan Wasala. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mustafa Moose Albejadili. And now with the final instructions, dando las indicaciones finales, su referee, Miguel Hernández. 4 rounds, 4 asaltos.
Okay, hi, we're gonna clip fight, okay? No headbone, okay? Touch your gloves and good luck.
Albejadili is ready to go, boys.
Some intimidation tactics out the gate.
Again, we got the Cool, Calm, Collected versus the Raging Bull here, or the Charging Moose, I should say. Wonder if that's moose fur on his shorts there. That'd be cool. He definitely got the pro shorts.
Oh, and we have Victor Zárate coming out with some big swings.
Never doubt a heavyweight from Tijuana, I tell you what. You guarantee he could take a punch and he could throw one too.
Hey, well, we had Andy Reese fighting down here in Baja California before.
Yeah, this is it's nice to see some bigger boys. There's a lot of great fighters in the smaller weight classes, so it's a great treat to be able to see some of these big boys on the card here today.
Oh yeah, but the heavyweights, it's never a dull moment because any punch could be the last punch.
That's what we were talking about. The
Moose right now doing a real good job with that jab. It's a strong jab, strong, crisp. And he keeps using it, switching it up to the body, to the head.
Nice jab there from the Moose.
Now Victor can't just stand in front of him and wait. He needs to set up his tempo, set up his fight. Good body work by Moose.
Look at he is excited. Like I said, he's been excited since yesterday after weigh-ins. And now he could carry that excitement into the fight here today. Zárate.
Good jab, very composed. Zárate needs to start taking care of that liver shot. Moose good work. Do a jab, body shot right now. He went in good body shot.
Be careful for that counter, but he barely missed it.
Decides to put pop into it. Like he needs to do something. He needs to throw at least quick punches that don't have to be strong, but he needs to respond. He needs to respond because he's in the corner. Good body shots by Mustafa. He needs to keep that guard up, though. He got countered there by Victor.
Doesn't look like Moose has a whole ton of respect here for Zárate's punches so far. Oh, big
good body shots.
He's claiming that it was a nut shot.
That looked
like it was a body shot.
It looked like a clean body shot.
No,
it came up underneath.
I think it was a low blow. It looked pretty down to the wire.
You know, there's a lot going on under those shorts, though.
We're gonna have to get
sometimes those heavyweights pull it up over their stomach, you know. And that
from this angle, it looked like he hit the very bottom of the sternum.
Yeah. It was so close on the line. Who's to say other than Victor Zárate?
It feels terrible. Your knees go down. Your whole body starts to shut down. You know.
So you know.
But Moose kind of got into a rhythm. He kind of understood where he could get him in a corner and just
unload
on him, pick him off little by little.
And he could feel that counter coming back and get out right in time, you know?
No, and Victor, I think he was a little disrespectful in the beginning, just accepting the shots. maybe getting a little too cocky, like, yeah, I can take your shots.
Like with the open arms, like bring it.
Yeah.
Almost like adding fuel to the fire.
And then Moose was like, oh, really? Let me get close and see what you like.
Oh, I'll bring it.
That's a real dangerous game, trying to bait out a moose. If you've never seen a moose, they're huge.
They're huge.
They're huge.
And if they get a good charge coming, man, get out of the way.
It's over. Forget about it. Good right hand coming out from Victor. After starts to see Moose establish that jab and come in with those uppercuts.
Moose is really pouring on.
Good exchange. The Moose is charging now.
Oh, with big uppercuts from Moose.
Good body shots by Moose.
Another good body shot there.
And true to his name, the Moose just stomped out his victim.
He's done right. Tripling the body shots now is the Moose. Victor is not going down easy.
Has got answer to those body shots.
It's over. He's down again. I don't see him. He's doing a count, but I don't think he needs to.
I don't think it's necessary. It's been body shot after body shot after body shot.
Yeah,
that
like
was it.
Thought.
It's done. Great work by Moose.
Awesome job. Awesome job.
Like you said, it's a very dangerous game to start baiting someone that already has your number.
Yeah. And what a fantastic debut by Mustafa, the Moose, coming all the way from El Cajon, just over the border. And, you know, impressive, really impressive. It was good, it was collective. He took over the entire fight, and he knocked out his opponent. Great job of the red corner.
I mean, I like what I saw with the Moose. I saw some quick hands, looking good inside close range. I mean, he did everything right in this fight. So, I mean, all props to Moose.
Yeah, he went in there with confidence. He went in there, he was active. You know, sometimes when it's your debut, you might be a little timid. You know, it might be the lights, it might be like I said, the weight of the gloves, how it feels. Not Moose. Moose came in charging. And shout out to Victor Zarate. He took some huge body shots from Moose. Stayed in there at the end. You know, those punches, they accumulate, and he couldn't stand the punishment. After you take it to the official decision inside the ring with Pablo Flores.
Damas y caballeros, tenemos el tiempo oficial, 1 minuto con 9 segundos en el segundo asalto. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official time, 1 minute and 9 seconds in the second round. Declaring a winner by the way of KO victory. Su vencedor por la vía del knockout from El Cajon, California, USA. Anisati Sadati. Mustafa, the Moose Alberjatilli.
Hey, Big Moose, great job, brother. Hey, in that first round, you hit him with a body shot, and he stepped back like, come on, that ain't nothing. You already had the fire going. You were roaring to go. But did that kind of like add a little extra fire? Because after that, you almost looked at him like, okay.
I believed him low-key because he got a little gut. So I got to take 3, 4 of them. So I was like, all right, one, he's not going to hurt, but I'm going to stop him like that.
Yeah, I saw it almost like, yeah. I saw you put a little fire under you. You started pushing him to the ropes, started hitting him with those double, triple, those body shots here. Was that just something that you saw before that you said, hey, I'm definitely going to get that? Or was that after he called you out, you were like, oh, you made it a point?
My coaches all know. They call me the Mexican Iraqi. I always go to the body. That's my favorite punch. I'm digging to the body. I'm always digging to the body. And when he said no, I knew I was going to drop him.
Yeah.
The shows are hurt.
Now, he was throwing some big shots. Anything clip you? Do you feel any power there? It looked like you had some nice defense, good footwork. I mean, it looked like an all-around great performance from you. Anything clip you in that one?
Nah, he hit me with some good shots, but nothing really hurt me. It was good. Got to give it out to him. He's tough.
Yeah, no doubt here. Congratulations on your first pro win. Hey, when a Moose is charging, get out the way. Let's hear it one more time. Mustafa Moose Alberjatilli.
great fight, great heavyweight fight.
Sporting Goods, guys, Sporting Goods online. Seth's cleaning there in the 209, guys. Hit them up. They're looking for good employees. They got super competitive rates and great benefits. Duncan Electrical Services as well. Man, anything you need for your business, go ahead and give them a call. Any electrical work you need done, they do great work. Game Up, they're that CBD company owned by Nick and Nate Diaz, guys. They got CBD pre-rolls, lotions, balms, anything you need. Don't forget about Paul Marquez Tattoos, does great work. You'll see displayed on the arms of Gio Gonzalez when he comes out for his main event fight here. And did some new pieces on him that look great here. Home roofing too, guys. You need any roofing done, any repairs, holes. It's about to be rainy season, guys. Any gutter work done, definitely give Home Roofing a call. And then while they're working on that roof, you chow down on a pizza from Pizza Factory there in the 209. Best pizza in the 209, guys. Quick, great food, great service. Give them a call. We're excited here. KingGio Promotions. Boris Teka Boxing is helping out with this show. Done a great job down here in Tijuana. Myself, Brandon Kyle, Dylan Miranda, Rafael Alcaraz, the sports psychologist, getting in the heads of these fighters here in the middle of these fights here. It's cool to have a sports psychologist. What got you into sports psychology, Rafael? I mean, were you always a sports fan and you just
always a sports fan, always a boxing fan, MMA fan. So, I mean, it was in my blood. I love psychology. I love helping other people. But once I saw that I could mix my two loves of helping people and watching fights and being part of the sport, I just started coaching different fighters, different athletes.
Cool.
And sports psychology is part of being a team member of these fighters.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's a huge part.
Again, we said it's 90% mental. You hear that from coaches. And I remember as a kid, 90% mental, that doesn't make any sense. I can't beat a bigger, stronger guy. You know what I'm saying? But now that's what's great about the fight game. You see it all the time. A smaller guy who does the right things or has the right mindset can beat anybody. Larger, it doesn't matter.
Dude, just look at the fight between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. You know, Joshua looked like a monster.
Looked like a comic book character.
Exactly. But Andy Ruiz said, yes, I can. And he went in there, he knocked out Anthony Joshua.
He was probably the only one. Him and his team might have been the only ones who believed.
And sometimes you see fighters that are amazing inside the gym.
Yeah.
Nobody can beat them, but you put them in the ring in a high-pressure situation and they can't handle it.
Elpira Valdez.
Jose Valdez, Salgado coming up right now. It's going into our final stretch of fights. Excited to see what happens when these guys put it together.
And from Oxnard, California, USA, Peter.
When these guys put it together, really excited to see what happens now that Peter Tustrios is finally making his pro debut. Amateur record of 105-5 over 109. That's 110 fights, 5-time amateur national champion, Olympic alternate in London. Supposed to go pro, 2017, broke his hand. Then the pandemic.
Edición de peso medio.
4-year delay.
Let's get ready for 4 rounds of boxing in the middleweight division.
He stands with 28 professional bouts. Cuenta con 28 combates profesionales de Tijuana, Baja California. Jose Elpira Valdez. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears black trunks with gold trim. He also weighs in 160 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, con pantaloncillo color negro con oro, con un peso idéntico de 160 libras. This former 2012 Olympian, he makes his pro debut, haciendo su debut profesional, hailing out of Oxnard, California, USA. Here is Peter Turcio. And now with the final instructions, con las indicaciones finales, su referee en turno, Miguel Hernández. 4 rounds, 4 asaltos.
Jóvenes, ya saben las reglas, ¿ok? Vamos a hacer una pelea limpia. Cuidado con los golpes en la cabeza, ¿ok? Toquen sus guantes. Buena suerte.
we go, 4 rounds. Peter Turcios, Juan Pira Valdez.
That long layoff is going to be interesting to see. With his extensive amateur background, his fundamentals should be sound. It's just that little ring rust that we're going to have to see.
I expect that, but you got 28 fights combined total for Jose Valdez. So again, it's one of those young up-and-comers versus a fighter with a bunch of experience out of Tijuana. So anything could happen when these two get in the ring.
Right off the bat, you start to see the fundamentals that I wanted to see from
Turcio. 10 fights amateur.
It's very different because one punch, one punch from Jose can change everything.
And you know what it means? Everything means something. That 110 fights doesn't mean anything. The record gets erased when you go pro. There's no erasing the record now. So the pressure is on here for Turcios to perform in his first professional fight of his boxing career. Oh, looked like he went down and then no knockdown, maybe just a
might have been a little
push, a slip maybe,
yeah.
But it looked like he kind of, the legs went limp for a second there.
Yeah, because it was right after the punch. And you can see a little red right there where the punch landed.
Oh, it's going back to the body, does Turcios.
I mean, Turcio just wants to make sure that
you heard that one.
That it was
and
a
that's
knockdown.
The second one. Yeah, because that's the second one right there.
Yeah, Turcio knew he connected on that first one and just wanted to make sure that everybody else did.
But again, you know, Valdez has 28 fights. Tijuana fighter with 28 fights. You know, he's been in some bad positions, so we'll see if he can fight his way out of this one. But he's down one time officially here from that body shot here. That one hurts. Oh, and a third one.
Wow, that accuracy on those punches is
he's back up again,
dead
though.
Center.
And he's keeping his distance, too. He's not smothering those punches. They're landing crisp, clean. And you can start to see the red right there on the left side of the body of Jose.
You know where Turcios is going to go here.
Oh,
there he goes again. Dipped him again.
Valdez blocked that one, but he's trying to go back to it.
Oh, he's trying to slip and rip here as Valdez fights himself off the ropes for that exchange. It could have smelled like it could have been over right there. Feels like it's one shot from being over. And then that's it, three times.
Yes, that's the correct call because Valdez had not thrown a punch.
Yeah,
and
not
I don't
really.
know how long.
Nothing
since the beginning of the fight.
worth anything here. And there, the return of Peter Turcios after a long layoff, broken hand, COVID. I bet it feels good for him to get back in the ring, get his first professional win here.
Yep. And he looked good. He looked good. He looked clean, crisp, in form, balanced. Good, clean, the crisp punches. Just overall, the successful debut for Peter.
Plus, it's a lot of pressure knowing that you're coming back, you know how to fight, and you want to come back into the ring. And it's been a while. You know you're good. You know you've got this, especially when it's an injury like that that puts you out. You want to come back and you want to have a fight like this just to get it out of the way, get back into the rhythm of competitiveness, especially if he has such an amazing record as an amateur. He's used to being on the ring, training. He wants to get back in there, and, I mean, he looked impeccable today.
Yeah. And, well, as a sports psychologist, how do you feel after going through an injury? What could Peter have gone through, you know?
I mean, I've seen a bunch of fighters go through injuries, and sometimes it just makes them better. It makes them train other aspects. It makes them think about the mental part more. Just because they can't be physically distracted by the training, it's more of a growth period. So sometimes, especially when it's early on in your career, you get injured. If you really focus on that mental part, it can be a huge maturing part, because usually when you're young, you don't stop, you overtrain, you feel untouchable. So having something like an injury, like a broken hand, especially for a boxer, and that slows you down, but it makes you focus.
Damas y caballeros, tenemos el tiempo oficial, 2 minutos 31 segundos en el primer asalto. We have the official time, 2 minutes and 31 seconds in the opening round. Declaring your winner by the way of TKO victory. Su vencedor por la vía del knockout técnico. From Oxnard, California, USA, Peter Turcios.
All right, guys, I'm here with your winner, Peter Tercios. Peter, man, what a ride it must have been in your boxing career. 110 amateur fights. I mean, you're a 5-time national champion. You're ready to go pro back in like 2018. Break your hand. Okay, hands back, ready to go. Pandemic. I mean, it's almost like you've been holding your breath this whole time. You finally made your pro debut. How does it feel, man?
Wow. I just want to thank everyone. And, you know, honestly, now it feels good. I'm back. You know, I've always said one thing, and I quote Rocky Balboa says, no matter how hard you get hit, you got to keep moving forward. You know, you get hit, you get dropped, you get knocked down, you keep moving forward. You never give up. So it's been a wild ride, but I'm here. You know, I'm doing my comeback, so I feel really good. This is just the beginning, so hell yeah.
Yeah, we're happy that you decided to come back. Was there ever a time in all that time off where you thought, man, my boxing career might be done. I might never, you know, it might never come to fruition like I planned. I mean, there's had to be some doubts during that huge layoff, yeah?
Yeah, of course. We had, you know, we did have some doubts, but, you know, ultimately it's believing in myself, and I'm a big believer that no matter what happens, you got to stay true to yourself, believe in yourself, and, you know, people will notice, you know, no matter what. And, you know, I want to thank all my supporters, all the people, my small circle that I have. They, you know, they kept me focused, they kept me motivated, and here we go. You know, I just want to, you know, this is just the beginning, so let's go.
Hey, let's go. Hey, so happy to see you back in the ring. Congratulations, your first pro fight. Vicious KO victory, man. Let's hear it one more time, guys. Peter Tercios.
Fantastic debut by Peter. You know, we look forward to seeing him in the ring again. That was going through all the issues to get here today. Like you said, you know, with the body shot, watching for a strong opponent. Doesn't matter how hard you get hit. You know, you keep moving forward. You went through the broken hand. You went through the pandemic. You know, layoffs here, and he made it happen today. You know, congratulations to him and to his team.
That's how you know you're here to stay, is you keep coming back for more, even when you do find some obstacles. I mean, that didn't stop him, so congratulations again for a great debut and a great return to the ring.
Yeah, it can't be easy, you know, it can't be easy for a guy like that to have that kind of amateur career and then have to take that much time off before you go pro. I mean, and Rafael, you know it, I mean, momentum is huge in sports. You know, I mean, you're feeling the steam build, and then all of a sudden it all gets let out. You have to organically build that steam again.
I mean, we all lived it with the COVID situation. We all felt like everything was going great, and we all got a little bit of a gear shift.
Restart the engine all over again. So good for him. I'm happy to see him get that victory after all the hard work he's put in over the years here. But moving on here to our next fight, we got co-main event here coming in. This will be our 10th fight of the night, guys. Give you guys plenty of action on the free broadcast and now on the pay-per-view as well. KingGio Promotions doing a great job here. Luis Gutierrez Fuentes taking on Justin Marquez from Garland, Texas. They expect to see some fireworks in the super fight.
From Garland, Texas, USA.
Says he's a real technical boxer. I mean, just seemed like he was, again, like for such a young kid, 18 years old, seemed like he's been doing this job for 10 years, you know. You could tell he's been groomed well, coached well. He's got a good mindset about him, and he expects to put on a great performance here today.
Yeah, and with the super flyweights, you know, it's nonstop action with them. They have a faster pace.
Cuatro asaltos en la división de peso super mosca. Your three judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus tres jueces, Carlos de la Rocha, Héctor Hernández y Francisco Pacheco. Your referee in charge of the action, su referee para este fight, Miguel officially weighs in 150 pounds. Enters first, the fighter standing in the corner. He wears negro con blanco, con un peso de 115 libras. He stands with 3 professional bouts. Cuenta con 3 combates profesionales de Tijuana, Baja California. Luis Gutierrez. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears black trunks with red and white. He also weighs in 115 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, pantaloncillo negro con rojo y blanco, con un peso de 115 libras. And today he makes his pro debut, haciendo su debut profesional from Garland, Texas, USA, Justin "The Pressure" Marquez. And now with the final instructions, para dar las indicaciones finales, Miguel Hernández, 4 rounds, 4 asaltos.
Okay, we want a clean fight, okay? No headband. Touch the gloves and good luck.
Right off the bat, coming on with pressure is
Yeah, Justin Marquez comes straight forward, but hey, Luis Gutierrez, I've seen him fight before, man. He's tough as nails. He's willing to take and give. So I expect to see a great fight, really technical, but also real scrappy fight at the same time here between Gutierrez and Marquez. Gutierrez, 26, got a little bit more age and experience in the game, but like I was saying earlier, Justin Marquez, real technical, really, really composed. You could tell it's another day at the office, it felt like, even though it's his first day at the office.
Yeah, and you know what? Marquez is living up to his shorts. Right in the front it says pressure, and he came out putting pressure, keeping that jab out there, establishing the distance.
Very young man, the age of 18. While most kids are worrying about senior prom at 18, this guy's out here making a professional debut in Tijuana, Baja California. And
good jab to the body from Marquez.
I really like how Marquez has been using feints and trying to get in and out of the rhythm, not letting Gutierrez feel anything comfortable.
Yeah, and you see a little bit of, you see that confidence for him to keep his guard down like that, move his head movement, you know, feel comfortable in there. And to throw that stiff jab to the body, it's great. This is the kind of debut that you want to,
like you said, with that confidence, sticking his tongue out, moving the head.
But he looks like he's having fun in there, but
you're fighting a tough Tijuana boxer that could throw bombs, and that's going to try to land bombs, so you got to be on your P's and Q's.
Yes, and like we said, this is not like the amateurs, and one punch can change everything. And Marquez is doing great right now. He looks loose. He looks, you know, he's slipping those punches. You just have to be careful. It only takes one.
And Luis Gutierrez, again, we were talking about that guy who likes to sit back and hold that arrow back. He looks like he's got his eyes on the prize, looking for a big shot.
Good left hook on the temple.
Stumbles Gutierrez, yeah. Very nice, very sharp. Goes to the body after that. But Gutierrez still seems like he's got his wherewithal about him. Eyes still sharp.
Gutierrez seems calm, collected still. He's going to have an answer for that pressure that Marquez is putting on him, but so far, that was a good left hook and uppercut. And Marquez continuing with the pressure.
Pressure is right, but you know, he's getting some counter shots landed on him by Gutierrez with the slip and rip, man. I mean, you know, he's not looking like he's overwhelmed as Gutierrez right now, but I mean, again, it's only the first round of a 4-round fight, but he's holding well so far, but you got to give it to Justin Marquez with the clean combos, the precision striking, the effective shots there. That temple shot that landed kind of stumbled Gutierrez momentarily here. Looked great his first pro round.
It was a great job by Marquez. It's just right now, from what I'm seeing from both corners, Marquez seems to be breathing a lot harder than Gutierrez over there. They have Gutierrez over there with the feet up, relaxing.
And Rafael, I mean, 18 years old, pro debut. I mean,
that's
young
dangerous.
Kid. He's only been boxing 5 years as well, is what he said.
But I mean, Marquez came out of the gate really cocky, really confident. Gutierrez a little more seasoned, a little more like hesitant, trying to read him. So I'm excited to see how Gutierrez comes out of this second round because now he knows what to expect a little bit from Marquez.
Exactly, and we'll see if he opens up his offense now that he's got a little bit of a read on Marquez.
Yeah, and with a 4-round fight, you don't have a lot of time to really study your opponent, you know, to give him anything. And Marquez just took the first round.
So you're already down a round. You got to get to work pretty much now.
Now. Like we said, we can be seeing a different fight than the judges, so you have to try to end it. You have to try to secure, you know, that win.
Marquez coming out, southpaw position this round. Switches back to his orthodox stance, back to the southpaw. Looks like he's kind of playing that switch game.
The calmness that he has to do those switches in there is
a lot of confidence.
It's terrific. It's great. He looks like he's been in here for years. This doesn't even look like it's his debut.
But you say this about guys who switch southpaw. It's not always the offense that's harder. It's the defense that's harder because now punches are coming at you at a different angle. So a lot of guys learn how to punch as a southpaw, but can they defend as a southpaw? We will see.
And being off balance. We've seen 2 fighters before that have done the switching, and you know, if you catch them in the switch, they're off balance, that's a knockdown right there.
But as you said, Dylan, his switches are pretty dang smooth.
Yeah, because he's not doing it in the line of fire. He's hitting it from one angle, he's stepping back, and then he's switching.
But that defense is looking to be holding up pretty well, even in that southpaw position here for Marquez. Knocks his mouthpiece out temporarily.
That way you can see the punch coming in the middle of the ring. Good little punches here. We're starting to see some life come back from Gutierrez here. As he has him on the ropes now, he's putting pressure.
He's trying to reverse the pressure here.
Gutierrez must have read the
nice
words
right
on
hand
his
from
shorts.
Gutierrez. Another nice right hand. Corner of Justin Marquez imploring him to get off the ropes.
Yeah, and Marquez needs to bring that guard up now. You know, it was nice when you had him at a distance, but when he comes in close, that guard needs to be up because you're in danger. No, both fighters have had their little moments here in this round.
There's a pause in the action. Let's see who wants to take this final portion of this second round. Oh, another one of those behind the ear shots there.
Those are
dangerous. It looked like that knocked Gutierrez off equilibrium a little bit. His eyes have now changed.
Yeah, once it start hitting you in the ear and the temple, your balance can go, you know, you can get off balance.
Oh, and he looks off a little bit after the bell.
A little bit after the bell, but
supreme confidence, Rafael, coming from the corner
I think
and from
right
the fighter
now,
out of the red corner.
I think they're understanding that this is a real fight now. Now it's not a play. We're not playing around. Gutierrez got in a few punches that got Marquez thinking, like, wait a minute. He got him against the ropes. That's good confidence for Gutierrez, but Marquez, I'm glad to see he got back, and he was like, wait a minute, let me take this serious because I know how to fight. So this third round, I think, is going to be the one that is going to dictate the next pace. And I think Marquez now has perspective that he's up against a real fighter, and he can't be playing around inside the ring.
Yeah, good call right there. You could see sometimes that can overwhelm a young fighter. Some said, oh, we're in that kind of fight? Well, I can fight fire with fire as well. Because he bit down a little bit and said, got a little nasty there in that second round.
Yeah, and the ones he connected well. So Gutierrez also had some moments. So, I mean, this was a really good round.
But Gutierrez doing what he has to do, close the distance, push him to the ropes, you know, get inside the long range of Marquez. But, I mean, Marquez, when he decided to get off the ropes, he just got off and started landing. Yeah, you see the sweat starting to pour off both of the backs of these fighters now. They are in a fight, like you said, Rafael. They both
see
know
how technically sound Marquez is? I think Hernandez, if he wants a shot at winning this fight, he's going to have to make it ugly. Like we saw, you know, previous fights before, you have to make it ugly.
Oh, great combo.
Great right hand by Hernandez.
Coming up with beautiful combos, leading with both hands here. Back to orthodox is Justin Marquez. Back to southpaw again. Switching effortlessly. Starting to land the left now.
Starting to find good jab by Hernandez.
Yeah, Luis Gutierrez is starting to find some
on the outside. He's throwing those clean punches. That's the kind of jab that you need to establish the distance. Haven't seen an answer for Gutierrez. Yeah, he seems to be taking a breather, waiting a little too much to answer back.
I think the shot he ate in the last portion of the second round is really kind of still in the back of his mind. He keeps charging in, getting hit in the ear, the temple. So now he's worried about charging in, but that's not going to be effective trying to punch on the outside here with Marquez. He's really got to start to get aggressive, try to get him to the ropes possibly, maybe muscle him around a little bit.
Yeah, and one punch to the temple can have you wobble for a round or two. It takes a bit to come back from that. And you know, we have our balance in the ear, so if you get hit right there, again, it adds to the trouble.
Big deep breath from Marquez. And we've seen Gutierrez has a lot of good points whenever he gets Marquez near the ropes or the corner. But in the middle of the ring, we see Marquez is the one.
Took that, turned that around, started winning that fight, and now got it all the way back to his fight, you know? So,
Yeah.
I mean, just great display as the fight progressed.
No, but you said it. If Gutierrez manages to muscle in a little bit of Marquez, put some pressure on him near the ropes, that's where he has an opportunity. But if he lets Marquez dominate the center of the ring, it's...
Marquez has got pretty good circular movement, so
Hey,
it's tough to
hey,
charge
man.
at him, you know?
With Gutierrez, some fire behind those punches.
Oh, man, Gutierrez stomps the ground. Oh, look, I think we're in for a hell of a fourth round, ladies and gentlemen.
Gutierrez trying to feint him out here. Good combinations by Marquez. Strong jab right there.
Oh, yeah, they're coming hard. So hard they almost clash heads there. Ref has to warn him, be careful.
And you see that jab? You see how the combinations are coming after that jab? Marquez is actually aiming. He's aiming to the body shots, to the head, to everything, instead of Marquez kind of reacting when he's getting hit like this. These are calculated punches and combinations that Marquez is throwing. At a distance, real smart.
Oh, couldn't see. It was blocked by the ref, but it sounded like a shot. Might have hit the shoulder. Nice. I mean, Gutierrez has still got heat behind the hooks. Feels like he's settled down and maybe got his head back a little bit since that shot behind the ear. And so now he's, talk about that circular
good
movement.
Little slip right there.
Lomachenko-like slide to
Switching
the
up.
outside.
Had that Ali shuffle right there too.
Wow, this kid,
You can't help but not like.
He's got to win in a fight like this.
Punches he wanted to employ.
And he's having fun. He's going in there and he's landing hits to his combinations. And he's stepping out. And when Gutierrez actually hits him, you know, he manages to slip those punches or smother them with his gloves. Great work by Marquez. Gutierrez trying to add some pressure, trying to come forward. Great work for Marquez with that head movement. And that little dance movement. You know, he's playing around, he's having fun in there.
A
He's
lot of
looking
good
good.
feints.
Right hand.
Strong right hand.
Big uppercut. Oh, he can
By Marquez.
feel it. You smell a little blood in the water, maybe.
Oh! Here we go. Oh, good little first to the body there by Marquez.
You see the movement of Gutierrez, too, start to get a little sloppy in there. Like he might be hurt a little bit, doing the head locking.
Great job by Marquez, but not rushing in there and getting sloppy,
man.
trying to finish him off.
What a composed
He's
fighter.
seasoning him right now. He's seasoning it. He's turning him little by little, taking him apart, part by part. Strong jab by Gutierrez. As they're exchanging blows right now.
Oh, but man, Gutierrez keeps
Great
coming.
end to the fight right there.
Standing up for that one. Good job, boys. Very nice fight. Both guys, great heart, good skill. I mean, it's all about, you know, employing what you need to employ to win. If you're a shorter fighter, you got to close the distance. You can't win as a short. You can't beat a sniper rifle with a shotgun from far away.
And that was an excellent debut for Marquez. He showed off his ring IQ. You know, he managed the distance. He really made it into his fight, even when he found himself in some trouble. The way he reacted to it, making adjustments and turning it back into his fight.
Yes.
You know, this kid has a great future.
Yeah,
ahead
man.
of him.
18 years old, young in the game. Looks like it's going to be easy first victory in his professional career. So.
And Rafael, what does Marquez take from this fight? He's 18 years old. He just went through a little bit of adversity, handled it correctly, and You know, he finished the fight.
I mean, his learning experience, I think, was I can't come out as cocky because he has really good defense. He's got really good technical skills. He can make this fight even more perfect if he doesn't come out there with that overconfidence, because he's a really smart fighter. We saw some really high-level moves from him, high-level defense, good head movement. I mean, he's got all the skills there. Now it's about just getting that experience in, which I think Gutierrez did a great job of giving it to him and showing him that, hey, if you get too confident, this can turn around really quick.
Yeah.
And Marquez knew how to handle it, which is good. But I think he can learn a lot from this fight. But, I mean, he has so much promise.
Yeah, we just saw the birth of a professional fighter, because coming in here, Marquez came in with that amateur style where you can be a little cocky, you know, you can throw a lot of punches. But like we said, you get hit once here in the professional field and it could be over. And Marquez, he realized that, made the adjustments, came out a little, you know, a little more aggressive, slipping a little bit more. And I'm excited to see how his future unveils.
No, and it's good. It's good that he got this experience in, because sometimes you can debut and you can be an up-and-coming fighter and you can have an impeccable performance that first time.
And not learn anything.
And not learn anything, exactly. And then when you come up against a real fighter, you get your teeth knocked in, and then it's like, uh-oh, where am I at? Now I think Marquez knows that he can get better at these aspects. His coaches, I mean, have helped him so much. So, I mean, there's a lot more room
Ladies and
to
gentlemen,
grow.
after 4 rounds of boxing, we now have the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges, Héctor Hernandez, Carlos de la Rocha, and Francisco Pacheco, had the same scores of 39-37. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision, su vencedor por la vía de la decisión unánime, from Garland, Texas, Justin the Pressure Marquez. And also big round of applause, un fuerte reconocimiento para el de Tijuana, Luis Gutierrez.
Hey, I'm here with your winner, Justin Marquez. Man, first professional win, 18-year-old. Most kids are thinking about, you know, senior prom. You're out here winning your professional debut here in Tijuana, Baja California. How's it feel, man?
Feels amazing. Been working for 5 years straight for this moment, and it came true. Thank you to KingGio Promotions, KingGio Boxing Promotions. If it wasn't for him, this moment wouldn't be possible.
Now, you said 5 years straight. Yesterday, I'm talking to you at the weigh-ins, and you said you've been boxing for 5 years, and I'm like, is that a cap? Because you look like you've been boxing since you were 5 years old. You came out, you have it looks like you have all the skills that you need to go to the highest levels here. Now, you did come out and you were kind of playing around with them, and then Gutierrez, it almost like at one point made you realize you're in a fight. Sometimes a young professional, that can really kind of alter their thinking and kind of falter their progress. But you said, it almost like you said, oh, this is a fight, and you switched to a different level. Like, I'm down for this. Then you started winning the fight and turned it all the way back to your game. I mean, is that just the type of guy you are? Like, you know, you want to be technical, but you're always down if it has to go there.
Yes, sir. I'm always ready for a war, for, you know, anything. Always ready. We've been training my whole life, really. Yeah. So. Yeah.
I tell you what, you know, we were just in the commentary booth. We were so excited to see a young fighter like yourself with all the skills. It was almost like you were paying homages to different boxers. We saw a little Lomachenko. We saw a little Ali shuffle. I mean, is that something you do? You see a fighter, you kind of try to absorb that into your game?
Yes, sir. My coach, every single day, day in, day out. And this was the moment. And this fight was dedicated to my mama.
One more time, guys. Justin Pressure Marquez.
It gives you purpose. You know what I mean? It makes you take it a little bit more serious. It makes you like dig down deep sometimes, especially for these fighters to give it like, you know what this is.
What a moment for that young man.
Somebody I love, somebody I
just
love.
lost his mom.
So
I had
my
no
heart
idea.
goes
I
out
didn't
to him. I
mention it
know it's a
yesterday.
difficult situation.
What a heavy heart, right, Rafael, to be fighting with something like that in your mind.
Start. I mean, for him to deal with his grief with a win like this for his mom. So
that was beautiful. That was absolutely amazing.
Congratulations to Marquez fighting, you know, after something like that. We saw Buster Douglas defeat Mike Tyson after losing his mother. You know, like like Rafael said, it could be very motivating. You have a purpose, you know, and fantastic job he did for his debut here.
Absolutely, absolutely. With all that at his age, to take that in, well spoken, you know, delivered a great performance. Man, you know, so excited to see what that kid has in store for him in his boxing future. But I'm excited to see what we have for ourselves in the boxing future as we move to our main event. KingGio, Giovanni Gonzalez, taking on Salvador Nunez. Obviously, the fight was supposed to take place, as we said, at 130, moving up to 140. But you know what? KingGio said, "Bring it on, man. You know, you ain't gonna ruin my party."
Yeah, it's a grudge fight now for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You know, so here we go.
De Tijuana, Baja California, Salvador Núñez.
Yeah, Nunez, they call him Hands of Stone. Heavy hitter, half his wins came from knockout, 13 professional fights, got experience. He's got heavy hands, like they say, so he could present a problem for Gio here. The hands of rock, they call him here in
And
Mexico.
from Stockton, California, USA, Giovanni KingGio Gonzalez.
Here we go, Giovanni Gonzalez. Now fighting under his own promotion, and I asked him, is that difficult? And he said, hell yeah. I mean, think about it. There's a lot going in just to be a main event fighter. There's a lot just to be a promoter. To try to wear both of those hats, I mean, you know, something's got to give, you know? So, I mean, to be able to handle both of these things, a Floyd Mayweather-esque type effort, we'll see, you know, if it's a detriment to him or if he can balance these two things. It says a lot about the man that Giovanni Gonzalez is.
Definitely. You see a lot of professional fighters like to go away. They like to go to Big Bear, so they're away from all the distractions. Whereas if you're a promoter, you're the one that has to be there dealing with all that stuff.
You hear every distraction.
It's time for boxing, and it's time to rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your featured bout of the evening. 8 rounds por el campeonato europeo de los pesos super featherweight championship by damas y caballeros. Sanctioned by, sancionado por la honorable Comisión de Box, Lucha Libre y Artes Marciales Mixtas de esta ciudad de Tijuana, President Alejandro García, Boxing Commissioner, comisionado en turno, Sergio Lechuga. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces. Joining us on the belt, el tercero best in boxing, el profesor Fernando from the boxing tradition, and now the Big Punch Arena from Tijuana, Baja California, México. Ajusten sus cinturones. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He enters the ring wearing red trunks with black and gold. He officially weighs in 140 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo color rojo con negro y oro, con un peso de 140 libras. In 13 professional bouts, he stands with 5 victories by the way of KO. Cuenta con 13 combates profesionales, 5 de esos victorias por la vía del cloroformo. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the challenger. Con ustedes, damas y caballeros, el retador de Tijuana, Baja California, México, Salvador El Chava Núñez. And his opponent across the ring, standing in la esquina roja, haciendo professional bouts. He stands with 9 victories by the way of KO. Cuenta con 18 combates profesionales y 9 de ellas por la vía rápida del knockout. Damas y caballeros, presentando ustedes el campeón mundial peso supermosca de la UBO. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the defending and reigning UBO super featherweight champion, Stockton zone. KingGio, Giovanni. Go. And now giving out the final instructions. Your referee in charge para las acciones finales, las instrucciones, el profesor Fernando Rentería. 8 rounds, 8 asaltos.
En la nuca, en la espalda, ni bajo el cinturón. Choca sus guantes, suerte, gana el mejor.
Obviously can't contest this for that title here as the weights have changed, but Gio wanted to walk out with it. He said it was supposed to be a title fight. He's gonna walk out with his belt. He's gonna present the belt as the champion because he made the weight. He was able to make the weight. So.
Right, so Salvador lost that belt on the scale.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna be able to win it, but Gio wanted to just make sure everyone know he came out like a champ and made the weight, you know.
Right. And here we have hands of stones.
Yeah, yeah. Rock hands.
Trying to put on pressure by Gio. And Gio is terrific at utilizing all weight on him, apparently. Oh, yeah. The ring control that Gio has is great.
Yeah, great footwork, great movement, head movement. Very smart, technical. But, you know, at any time you just, if you get caught slipping, he's going to catch you slipping. You know, you know, he'll see things and he'll say, no, we're not saying those Salvador and it's like very careful not to that idea, you know, try to lay on Gio. Gio's took that down. Good job. Something he's going to try to do, push him around, maybe try to wait for that length that he has to try to keep Gio at bay, because with that in and out movement, Gio can get in with a punch, get out real quick. Maybe he's going to try to keep him from trying to hop in with those big shots there.
Now, a factor in this fight is the fact that it's 8 rounds. The last couple of fights that we've seen have been 4 rounds. When it becomes 8 rounds, you really have to be smart with how you use your energy.
Yes, economy of energy and movement is important.
Yes,
so, you know, like you said, you said 4 rounds, you don't got a lot of time to feel out.
Right.
In an 8-round fight, you know, this whole first round, it could just be trying to figure out what your guy's trying to do.
Right. Which could be what Salvador's trying to do right now. You know, he's just seeing what quirks Gio has. And then the style that Gio has, too, you need a lot of gas. You see that, all the hopping, all the moving. You need to have a lot of conditioning for that.
Yes, your legs got to be in great shape to be able to hold up your body and keep your power later in if you're moving like this.
Gio does a great job, though, at you know, using that jab, keeping that a distance, moving around, and setting up the combinations. That was a good straight left.
Yes, very nice.
Coming out of the southpaw for KingGio.
And
good
Gio,
one, too.
He's good at off-rhythm, off-beat punches, you know. Sometimes he gets you chasing. Next thing you know, he just plants that foot, pops you, and then he's out of the way. So it's a tough guy to really charge in on, you know, because he's either moving or he's countering. And so, you know, Salvador has to be real careful. Like I said earlier, nice body.
And you'll notice that KingGio switches stances from orthodox to southpaw, but he does it in such a way where he's moving away. And he switches to a tool, not just switching it because he feels uncomfortable or trying to, you know, confuse him. He's using it as a tool.
How does it look to you, Rafael? I mean, we kind of talked about the weight disparity, the issues making weight. How's Nunes looking to you as far as his demeanor, his attitude towards the fight so far?
I mean, I saw 2 different fighters right now in this first round. I saw one fighter and another one that I see a little bit slow. Salvador, I see him a little bit too cautious, maybe a little bit.
Or if he's maybe not in the best shape, and
maybe that's why he didn't make weight.
Yeah.
Maybe you know what I mean. All these different.
It was just as well. Nice head movement from Gonzalez there.
Good jabs by the blue corner. He's coming out with a little bit more active.
Gonzalez had a lot to worry about leading up to this fight, being a promoter and a fighter. But once you're in there, it's just back to business here. Once you're in the fight, it's a fight. We'll see if all these distractions and things that come along with being a promoter.
Oh, good little flip by KingGio.
Looks good. It looks like Gio has not been affected by all the plate there. All the extra responsibilities he's had for this fight. Great. Looks like he's sharp and ready to go. Down. He's playing with that head movement. Keeps looking off.
Yeah, Salvador's going in there throwing combinations. Gutierrez said, I'm not. Now we're starting to see, because you know what? Salvador has the opportunity to throw a little bit more punches, to try to put the pressure. He's hands of stones. He has a hard punch, but that hard punch is not going to help you if you don't throw it.
Yeah. he's having trouble finding it. And if you don't feel confident that's going to land, you don't want to throw it. So
and that has to do with Gonzalez's style, where he's throwing that jab and then he's moving around, so you can't really catch him. You can't really catch him. And Salvador is not closing in the ring. He's not cutting him off.
Nice
it actually
counter.
looks like Gonzalez is doing the chasing right now.
Yeah, it went from Gonzalez backing up, using the whole ring to putting Nunez back on the ring. And it looks like Nunez is just having trouble finding his range and finding the mark against Gonzalez here. Oh, nice right hand. Hook lands. Another one for Gonzalez. A third one. Oh, he comes with a fourth one. Oh, that right hand is making money right now for Gonzalez. Gonzalez is smelling a little something. And that might be a little bit of that fury from him not making that weight there. He's letting him know. Oh, little stumble there. Nunez looks a little off balance.
I'm liking these blitzes from KingGio.
Yeah, Gonzalez looking like he's having fun right now.
He's real comfortable right now in there. Oh, slip and rip. Oh, man, you see Nunez is really squeezing on it, but that head movement.
That head movement from Gonzalez is showing he's being showcased today.
You know, a lot of guys, they see guys on tape, they go, oh, he ain't that fast. His head movement ain't that good. I could hit him. You heard that with Manny Pacquiao a lot.
Yeah.
We watched him on tape. He ain't that fast. But when you get in there with him,
it's different.
Yeah, it's different. It hits different when you're in front of a guy as when you're watching tape on a guy.
You can see something move as fast as you want, but once you throw the punch, I mean, if he's faster than you, it can seem like hyperspeed. It could be like
you can see it coming towards you, but you got to remember, you got to move and you got to be fast.
Yeah.
If you can't, you know, it's gonna be a long night.
And then when you're missing those punches, when you're thinking, oh, I'd hit him with that combo, and all of a sudden you throw the combo and you miss it. You see it on tape, you go, I could hit him. Then you can't hit him. It starts to change your psychology of how you feel about throwing those combos, like you said, White.
Yeah,
you don't want to throw those stones if you can't hit shit with them.
Now you're thinking twice. Okay, he might slip this. I might get countered.
No, and that's when you start seeing the fighters slow down the pace. Instead of throwing 3 punches, they start throwing 2. Then they start just overthinking sometimes what to throw. And that's when they get caught.
Well, you see the swelling and the redness around the face of Salvador Nunez.
And I feel like as the rounds go on, Gonzalez is going to get more and more comfortable. You know,
more and more comfortable. What's he going to do? Make a bed and lay down, take a nap while he's beating up on him? I mean, he's already doing lookaways and walkaways, and
he might make that bed just so Salvador is comfortable.
Yeah,
you know.
It looks like. I mean, I'm like, the word comfort is an understatement. Giovanni is in there just kind of, enjoying his time right now in the ring. Oh, but when he has the opportunity, he's really delivering punishment as well at the same time. But
how much punishment can Salvador take?
And can Salvador find that big shot?
Can
he land that rock on the head of Gio?
He's not answering back. He's not throwing punches. He's walking towards him, but you see him not throw a punch. And if you don't have the confidence that your punch is going to land, I mean, you're a walking punching bag right now.
Now Gio's switching lanes again. He's using the ropes again now. And then Gio's mixing up going forward and backing up a lot too, you know. Sometimes he's going forward. Sometimes he's letting you come at me. Sometimes he's standing in front of you. Sometimes he's moving left to right. You know, he's really just mixing up a good arsenal here of different techniques.
I understand that catching a fighter like Gonzalez is very difficult because Gonzalez is great at using all the ring. You know, he's a smart fighter here. Throw that jab in your face, and when you try to hit him, he's over there. He's at the other side of the ring. You know, he's been slipping, going in, going out. But, you know, Salvador's going to have to do something. He has to answer something.
Maybe go to the body. It's easier to hit the body on a good head movement fighter, right? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But then you're getting countered with hooks upstairs. I mean, it's just, if it ain't one thing, it's another.
And Gonzalez is attacking upstairs, and he's hitting the body and then slipping. He's grabbing him, moving him. Not an easy fighter to hit.
There's a nice combo from Nunez.
Yeah, good 1-2-3 combination right there.
Nunez trying to put it together here.
Whoa. Throwing some bombs there.
What Salvador has to do is he has to get Gonzalez into a corner. He has to get him to a corner, catch him on the ropes where Gonzalez can't get out. But that's easier said than done with a fighter like Gonzalez.
With the 2-punch. Speaking of Manny Pacquiao, he got in trouble for doing that one fight, but Gonzalez got away with it here.
A good body shot by Gonzalez.
Gonzalez starting to absorb punches, almost like, go ahead.
It could be already tasted the punch, the strength that Salvador carries, and he's not worried about it. You know, he's going in there and he's doing his job.
Yeah, man. Nunez is trying, but it just doesn't seem like he has any kind of pop that's going to earn the respect of Gonzalez.
It could be those body shots that Gonzalez threw in. You know, like I said, they accumulate and they put you down like Salvador just went down right now.
Looks like he made the bet in the corner over there. I did see him say no on that one there. I saw the red one go to talk to him in the round, and then I did see Salvador say no.
Well, gentlemen, then you know what? We got the answer to why he was overweight. It could have been that he was trying to be strategic, but it looks like it was just out of shape.
Maybe he wasn't prepared for the fight and was like, you know what, I'm not going to make it in time. So if you want to fight me, you got to come up in here. And I think Gio was like, perfect.
Gio punished him. Punished him for sure.
I mean, he hit him with some shots, and maybe he realized like, I made a mistake. I disrespected this man, and he's making me pay for it.
Yeah,
and we got our answer.
No, and Gonzalez looked really crisp. I mean, those last punches were really snappy, really fast. So I mean, just big props to KingGio to winning with the cherry on top. And I mean, it was a good performance by the champ.
Yeah, it was a great showcase. And he did that to prove a point, you know? He's a champion. This was supposed to be a championship fight. Obviously, Salvador lost that belt on the scale. And this was just punishment from Gio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee in charge, Fernando Renteria, gives the count of 10 at 2 minutes and 59 seconds in the third round. Tenemos el tiempo oficial, 2 minutos 59 segundos en el tercer asalto. El referee en turno, Fernando Renteria, da el conteo de 10. For your winner by the way of KO victory. El vencedor por la vía del knockout and still the UBO Super Featherweight Champion of the World. A un campeón de peso superpluma de la UBO. Stockton's own KingGio Giovanni Gonzalez.
I'm here with your winner, KingGio Giovanni Gonzalez, man. You look like you were in great shape, ready for this fight. You got the marks all over your body here. You got the little cups. I know you said your team really helped you out here. You said you had a girl giving you some physical therapy, kept you in the game here.
Yeah, her name's Reyna from Lodi. Shout out to Reyna. She helped me stay in shape and injury-free with the cupping and getting just my...
Beautiful. Have a single mark on your face. Yeah, he's got plenty of marks on his face. Now, it looked like you were running there with a purpose almost to let him know, like, don't let he waited until a couple days before the fight, take disrespect very lightly, and it looked like you did not take that disrespect very lightly in the ring. You said, okay, come on, now, how big you are.
129.7 about 5 days ago. We got a call that they were 140 and they were not going to drop anymore. There's a reason why there's weight classes. He was a lot slower than me, but his fucking punches hurt. They fucking connected even my gloves, so I had to be very, very careful because, like I said, there's a reason why there's weight classes.
Yeah, they don't call them hands of stone, the hands of rock here in Mexico for no reason. Speaking of disrespect here, I was on Instagram a couple of weeks ago and I noticed there was quite a bit of disrespect going on between you and Paulie Malignaggi here, and I was wondering, seemed like you guys were kind of barking at each other. Is that something that you want to try to settle in the ring, Gio?
Absolutely, bro. Fuck Paulie Malignaggi. He's out there so broke fighting fucking YouTube fighters. I don't give a fuck what he says, but he's out there fighting for a fucking $10 paycheck. He says he fought great fighters, but they all knocked him out too. Miguel Cotto. That's the only one I can come up to mind right now. he ain't good. There's a reason why they call him pillow hands. He has 6 fucking knockouts in 41 fights. I got 10 knockouts in 19 fights, bro. Hit me up. I'm the boss. I'm the promoter. I'll call your guys, and I'll give you a bigger paycheck.
Well, hey, man, that's a fight I think we'd all love to see. Hey, still the UBO champ here, world champion. Hey.
Sorry. Shout out to my sponsors, Model Sporting Goods, CES Cleaning, Paul Marquez from Lodi, world tattoo artist for portraits. Everybody else, Duncan Electricity, came up. I got so many sponsors, bro. I can't even remember. I'm so fucking tired.
Yeah, man, we did a great job. And okay, one more question for you, Gio, man. I asked you, I mean, how was it promoting and being the main event of a fight? I said before the broadcast, this cannot be an easy thing. If Gio's able to have a great performance here, it just says the kind of man he is.
And fighter, you gotta be everything, you know? I just recently signed on Peter Turcios and Justin Marquez from Texas and Peter from Auctioneer. You guys saw them perform beautifully. And shout out to Adrian also. I've been also promoting him. And all those 3 fighters are prospects. They will be world champions. Come back to watch this shit, because I'm serious. They're very talented. To the promoter side of it, man, it's not a one show thing, you know. It's a lot of help from everybody, you know. Shout out to Armando from Best of Boxing, man. He's one of the greatest guys in this business in boxing. Shout out to my team behind me, you know, Lodi and Stockton. Shout out to all Lodi and Stockton out there. Just shout out to everybody. Saul, my boy Ed, you, everybody out there. You know, it's not an easy task. You know, we just stay busy. The goal is to keep on getting these dubs and knocking out, you know, all these fucking broke fighters like Paulo Malignaggi and you know, just getting in some work.
Hey, well, congrats on being a winner, not only in the promotion game, but in the ring here tonight. Let's hear it one more time for KingGio, Giovanni Gonzalez.
Yep. Check. All right, guys, we got our questions answered here. Giovanni kind of went to prove a point here, and he definitely did. We wanted to see what that whole huge weight discrepancy was about, and he showed us that it was his night once again. KingGio. I mean, to be able to put on a show like this and to perform like that on the show, I mean, it takes a special kind of man and talent. As he said, business inside and out of the ring, amazing. Saw some great fights here. I mean, off the top of your head, I mean, any standout? What was your fight of the night?
Moose, man.
Ah, the Moose.
The Moose came out charging, and that body shot, you know, put him down, and that was it. That was it. That was a great performance, a great debut. And, you know, KingGio kind of showed the Stockton slab was over the hands of stone.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely, yeah. He prevailed there. What about you? Any performance that you saw, you know, as a psychologist that impressed you for the position they were in?
Yeah, I was really impressed with Marquez.
Yes,
great
absolutely.
debut, young fighter, looking crisp, looking like he has a lot of room to grow. A lot of great performances. Leon with that heart of a lion with Leon. That fight was really great. I think that was a big back and forth. So, I mean, it was a great night of fights. It was a great pleasure to call them with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got to say that KingGio performance for me was amazing to see, you know, to go in there with, I just can't believe it. I do so many fights, and every time I watch promoters, I look at them and go, I never want to be that guy because there's so many things to worry about. And then I've been in the ring, and I've never been at any level like this, but even at an amateur level, it's like so much work goes into that. When I watch these guys fight, I go, I would never want to have to do any of that again. So to take this and put it together, and for him to do all that on this level, absolutely amazing. Well, on behalf of myself, Armando, the whole crew here, Best in Boxing, Global Source Streaming, I'm Brandon Cobb, man. It was such a great pleasure to host this wonderful Sunday boxing event with you here in Tijuana here. Dylan Miranda, our expert analyst, great job. And it was awesome having Rafael Alcaraz, a sports psychologist, in the booth here with us today. It just added a totally new element, and just thanks for joining the broadcast. So much fun, guys. Until the next Best in Boxing, KingGio Promotions, Boris Teka Boxing. We will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us. Man, enjoy the fights, guys. Keep buying that pay-per-view. Share it with your friends. Let's go.
Instagram. Would you guys sign this for me? Damn right. The three of you.